Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
boys. What's going on, y'all?
Cheers.
Steve, how you doing?
Doing good. Doing really well.
Usually, like, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and you and I really haven't really talked much. We don't really know each other very well, but I have really grown to appreciate your artwork. Especially the ones I really love are like the old school heavy metal style, like 80s, heavy metal style artwork, and I feel like it doesn't get the recognition it deserves, to be honest with you, because I feel like, I love it, honestly. I'm really excited to kind of pick your brain on that and kind of see what kind of influenced you on some of that art, and kind of like, because it seems like it's more like darker art, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
But what kind of like got you started in that direction? What kind of influenced you in that?
Oh, well, on those, specifically on those 80s art, like, so, you ever like seen those album covers back in the 80s, like Megadeth,
Dio, shit like that?
Yeah.
Maybe Slayer,
Pacific, like, yeah, like they're like very like oil painting, but with airbrush and stuff. So like I always noticed that kind of things. That's what influenced me, and that's how I kind of like got that perfected.
Yeah. You was telling me the claymation art, that shit is like awesome, dude. I like the Michael Myers one.
Oh
yeah,
I was like, dude, that's so
sure.
cool. Like the little mini Michael Myers, and like I like all of them, like the Johnny Cash playing guitar. Like those are really cool.
I love the Johnny Cash a lot. The Mike Myers, man, that looked like a toy, like straight out like a toy.
There was like a Chucky one, I think. Jason Voorhees. I think I saw a few of those too.
Yeah, those are some really cool ones in there. You said you was going to do a what was it? Like a stop claymation, kind of like a video almost,
stop motion
right?
picture.
Stop motion picture,
Stop motion picture. Just to but I'm gonna do it like in a CG sense, because like kind of like you ever see like the Lego movies?
Yeah.
Okay, so like something like that, but it's completely made out of CG.
Okay.
If you notice,
What is CG?
Like 3D.
Okay.
And stuff like Pixar. All
Sure,
that.
yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, so like completely computer generated, basically.
Oh, okay. I got you.
So, but like because just a couple of years back, thank God I bought it years back. I bought like a lot of materials, computer materials, where, like, let's say I model a character, right, and then I throw this material on it, and it'll turn into a clay material, and then like when you look close, it looks clay,
like perfectly,
Sure, yeah.
perfectly clay, and stuff. So that'll be like a lot. It'll be like easier to like do everything like what I need to do instead of buying materials.
Right, instead of spending an assload of time and money, you can
Right.
kind of like just almost generate it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really cool. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of if you was to make us like a stop motion clay, what'd you say?
Stop motion picture.
Yeah, stop motion
Yeah.
picture. I keep wanting to call it something else, but
Clay motion stopper.
yeah. Like what would be like the theme of that? Like I feel like, have you thought about this? Like kind of what you would want to do?
The theme,
Yeah.
it's still kind of hard because as I'm slowly growing my business and stuff and growing my page, like it's kind of hard to narrow it down because of my demographic. Because because I got like a lot of kids and families watching me, but also I'm like, you got like alternative and emo.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, for
you know what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah.
The edgy. The
Oh
edgy
yeah, we
side.
know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
This podcast can get a little crazy.
Yeah.
So, but I'm trying to find like an in between. I'm trying to make it a little less dark because I know like Tim Burton and like Coraline and Paranorma, like and Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie, those
Sure.
things. They're already kind of like already out there and like very popular and stuff. But like, so I want to see if I could try to stay away from that.
Okay.
That aesthetic, I guess, like the dark aesthetic, and maybe try to be like more silly, I guess.
Yeah.
I like
So,
that.
like-
yeah.
So like oh, I don't know, like I maybe instead of like doing like maybe talk about a band or something, a fun like have a band. They found like something. They found like an ancient note. And then they play it, and it's so loud. They play that note, and that note was so loud that it got aliens to come over to Earth to try to something like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like that.
That's really cool. Yeah.
Just a little bit like out of out of the box,
Like out of the real realm of
Yeah.
possibility.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
Something just kind of
crazy.
goofy, but it's fun, but it's like kind of keeps you entertained with like kind of how
Kinda
crazy
like touches
it is.
that like fantasy aspect of it.
Yeah. I mean, because don't get me wrong, I love dark stuff, and that's all I do, you know. But like that's like but like when I want to do something, try to put something out there to try to be different. Sometimes you got to do something a little different. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah, I like that. Dude.
You got your own style though, like your own art style. I feel like you don't. I mean, I've never really seen anybody who kind of have that art style, but and I was like, this is really cool, man.
Yeah, I noticed you mentioned Tim Burton in your book, Haunted House in the Woods.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing I thought was like, oh, this really reminds me of like some Tim Burton style, like darker art.
So when I'm in college, I try to escape Tim Burton.
Really?
Yeah, because I love his style, and that's all I do. That's all I draw. I guess you could say I can master if I were to try to draw and stuff. Well, not literally, but you get what I mean.
Right,
You'll be like, yeah, that's Tim Burton. But like in college, I always get criticized by my teacher. He's all like, everybody's doing this. Do something else, you know. And so I do try my best to stay away from it, like for years.
Yeah.
And I guess that's when I fall in line, like how I end up being in music. Oh yeah, that's how I end up. Okay, where is? I'm sorry.
Oh, just you're talking about your art teacher, how he told you that everybody's doing it, everybody's.
Oh yeah, so he was saying like everybody's doing Tim Burton, do something different. So I try to break out of it, but it just I can't. It can't escape me.
Right.
It just can't.
That's a fucking awesome art style. Like
It is, but
he is
it's
really.
not. And you can. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Like I'm a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas, like because it almost makes you uncomfortable, but it's still like it's like so enticing, you know. Like because I want to see these characters be happy, even though they are like the abnormal, and it's really fucking cool.
And I kind of like to see like a clean, darker side. Like it's hard to find. Like, when you think of dark stuff, you think of like horror movies. You think of like heavy metal. You think of like things that like kids tend to not listen to.
Yeah.
But like there are kids out there who kind of like that stuff.
Right.
And to be able to get out like a clean version of something dark is a lot of fun.
Hotel Transylvania.
Yeah.
That's
Hotel
spot
Transylvania
on,
it's a perfect example, actually.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
See,
Adam Sandler, like it's perfect.
It's
yeah.
nothing. It's horror, but it's nothing whatsoever about horror in that. That's perfect.
I mean, just like the example you gave of like you play the note so loud and aliens come down. Like aliens is supposed to be like a spooky, like scary, forbidden thing.
And you can put your own like little twist on like how they look, how like a dark sense.
I mean, even like Scooby Doo. Scooby Doo had like an amazing amount of comedy and like a beautiful sense of like. How to really like touch that line between like the edginess but also like the humor.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to like go for, basically. Just like, because because people know I do a lot of screaming on music, and people know I do a lot of dark art and stuff, but it's always cool to like throw them off. But like still be interested in it. I don't know how to explain it.
How long have you been screaming for?
Since 2007. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah!
Would you be willing to do it now?
This is on the spot. I love it.
No, we could always edit it out if you want to.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm just a little because I'm so sorry. I drink a lot.
No, you're good. You're good. No pressure. No pressure. We can go. Move on, but.
Yes. Fuck yeah, dude. Cheers. Fucking cheers to that, bro.
Cheers.
Fuck yeah, that was beautiful.
Oh, amazing, dude. So, like, how do you teach somebody? How did you learn
this.
how to scream like that? Because it's not easy.
It is definitely not easy. So
that made me so happy. I got
the
chills
only-
right now. This is awesome.
So, like, believe it or not, like I practice in a shower for 5 years straight. And
That seems like a good place to start.
it actually
the
is.
moisture of like that, the
And just
heat,
no
like-
one's there.
Yeah,
No one's there, bro.
No one's there. No one. Well, unfortunately, people are going to hear it
Yeah,
still,
they're like,
but no one's
what
there.
What the hell? Is he hacking up a hairball in there?
No one's there, and two, like, I guess like the echo helps of how you could scream correctly. I guess because like when you hear the song, you can't just scream. You know what I mean? You have to do it certain way and stuff. And I guess that bathroom echo helps.
Like
It
makes it
kinda
sound like
happier.
you're like onto it a little bit
Yeah,
better.
it gives you something that I could guess improve off of.
It's a word I'm trying to look for. Like it's like a sound word. Like
resonance.
No,
That's what I keep thinking in my head. That's not the right word. A
reverb.
Reverb?
Yeah,
Yeah,
reverb.
nice.
Yeah.
Like you can hear the reverb in the bathroom, basically.
Yeah, right.
Like if you hear me scream, you actually can hear that in the bathroom.
Right,
So,
right.
and then like and then
cool,
in
man.
college, I met a friend. Actually, I bumped into in a bar, and I asked him how he got his voice very low and very high, and then he said that he took a lot of opera class.
Ah, okay.
I can see that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Have you ever taken any class, or you just kind of like self-taught?
I actually did. I took 3 semesters of singing class.
Yeah.
And tried to attempt to like be perfect at opera, but I know the technique enough, but not perfect.
So did you
perfect.
apply that to like the streaming?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
It helped a lot. So it pretty much like to put in perspective how screaming really works is it's still all diaphragm. It's like new wave of opera.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if opera singer were to come time travel and come here and you tell them, hey, you're going to be in a metal band, trust me, they will blow your mind. They probably won't even need that to go that low.
Right.
And stuff, and it's all diaphragm. This is all power here.
I've never heard of like I've looked up on YouTube how to learn how to scream and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I've never heard it referred to as like, or the analogy of that it's like an opera singer.
It's like yeah,
I've never heard that, and that makes a lot of sense.
like Figaro.
All right. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh,
So that's spot on. That's spot fucking on.
Hell yeah, man.
But like that, it's because like opera singer, the reason that technique works because there's no microphone back then.
Okay.
But you have to go loud as shit.
You gotta,
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Like you got to go very, very loud, and like for death metal singers, you got to go very, very loud and all that. But like it is a lot more impressive. You can do that loud without a mic and stuff. Which is there is a few screamers out there can
Yeah.
and all
insane.
that. So
What kind of heavy metal singers inspired you?
see, to go a little bit more older, like probably Corey. I want to say Corey Taylor, to be honest.
Dude, I mean, he's
the epitome of a vocalist.
when you think of like
It's
metal frontmen,
Yeah.
he's like the greatest of all time. He's in that discussion.
Yes.
You know, he might not be the greatest of all time, but he's
I
definitely
mean,
in that discussion.
amazing screaming ability. You listen to Slipknot and like his ability to go dark, but also you listen to Stone Sour and like his soft tones are so good, man.
Yeah. Like I know he talks a lot of shit about pop, but like believe it or not, like I went from Disney and then I found out about Slipknot and then that's how I became a metalhead.
Nice.
And stuff. So like but now when I do music, I kind of like want to incorporate different genres and stuff. The way how he incorporates his vocals, like how he breaks out in his different projects.
Yeah, yeah.
And stuff. That's why he inspired me. And stuff. And another is Rob Zombie.
I fucking love Rob
Yeah,
Zombie, dude.
for sure,
You see
dude.
our House of a Thousand Corpses.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that movie
Yeah.
several times.
That's my
actually.
favorite
That's
horror
fucking
movie.
awesome.
And the reason I'm influenced him as well is because like he makes his own movies, he's make his own cartoons, and he makes his own music.
There's something that's just so.
Did you watch The Monsters?
Oh yes,
That's cool
yes.
shit, right?
Okay, all right. I have to tell you something.
A lot of people
about that
hated
movie.
it, but go ahead.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Those people are just.
I'm with you.
My mom and dad.
Yeah, because go ahead. I'll let you.
It's too. They have too much expectation. That you know. What I mean,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
their
Yes.
issue.
Yes.
But like, believe it or not, like that movie is how me and my lady have met, play by play.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
like the
Like you
way
were crafted in a lab and then
I was like because my parents they shelter me. They
Right.
really shelter me because my parents are pretty religious. It's a bit of a stretch, but yes, they're religious because my parents were missionaries.
Okay.
And we travel a lot to Mexico. So all my life is just Mexico, missionary work, school, home. So that's how shelter I was. So
Yeah.
like I was like pretty sheltered. So you could imagine when I got into a death metal band and try to be out there in the world.
They did not like that.
No,
they weren't fans
they were like, they thought they was a phase. They really thought it was a phase, but then later,
It's just a phase.
yeah, it's just a phase. You know, the Lord will bring him back. You know what I mean?
Pray it away, man.
Just pray it away. And it did not go that way. And stuff, because they saw my first show, and then that's when they knew, they like, okay, this is not going to go away. He's just too damn good.
And they saw the fans fucking going crazy for it. Cheers, guys.
Because they were right there. They saw me. They enjoyed the show. They saw
That's
people
fucking awesome that
watching.
they came, though.
They did came.
Fucking respect to that.
Yeah.
'Cause a lot of people's parents would like disown them.
I'm
almost
not
if you
going
got-
to that. Yeah, that devil worshiping shit.
They disagree, but they don't disown. I will give them
I respect that. I respect that a lot.
That's a good parent then.
Yeah,
it is.
Like they still will come to shows and be like, "Go, son, yeah."
That's awesome.
Everything.
Yeah.
But right now they're no longer like that. They're a lot more chill. They're a lot more supportive. Actually, they prefer me because right now I'm doing trap metal music.
Okay.
So they prefer me
Nice.
doing trap metal than heavy metal music.
Really?
Yeah, because they like me rapping. That's why.
What do you like to do more?
I like to scream, but right now I'm kind of like learning how to rap.
Mm-hmm.
It's really different. Only because of just the lyrics, particularly.
Okay.
So that I think if I could incorporate like rap formula with heavy metal lyrics,
Yeah.
oh god. And so because like rapping, it's like you're grabbing a dictionary and you're trying to use different words, but within that meaning. You know, and I know like hip hop got like a bad rap and stuff. But like, can you imagine like with like metal?
Oh yeah.
lyrics,
Oh
with
yeah.
rap, like,
Well, I will say, like, you look at like a lot of these new like country rappers,
yeah,
and they're kind of doing that. Like,
that's
almost like
why
it's like a
cool.
darker bit of rap where it's like they're talking about their life and like the fucked up things in their life, which I feel like a lot of metal singers and vocalists do that too, where their music sounds dark because they're screaming and this like dun 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 dun, you know.
Yeah.
But really, it's like Killswitch Engage, a lot of metalcore bands, for example, like Breathe Life. Like
Yeah.
there's like always positivity and
There's
like
a lot of positivity in Killswitch Engage.
or like most and a
yeah.
lot of metal, you know.
Yeah.
It's so yeah. I remember.
You like Tyler the Creator?
I haven't heard his music, but I have heard of his.
Okay, so he had like his older stuff was a lot like real edgy and dark, like
It was,
saying
yeah.
a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah.
And like he's obviously a rapper, but he was like on the edge of like talking about like murdering people and like fucked up shit like in rap, and that's something that everybody like kind of shunned him for a second.
Someone told me like he basically kind of like introduced like the influence of the punk into rap.
yeah, it was kind
someone
of
told
like
me.
a Tech Nine almost. I'm sure you're familiar with him a little bit.
I heard of Tech Nine.
Yeah, it's kind of the same as that, like how they are both almost borderline metal artists.
Yeah,
that rap.
That's what I'm basically doing. Like I'm trying to be like a metal artist, borderline hip hop artist.
Sure,
I don't know.
I love it. I love it.
I don't
Because like
know.
a lot of people, there's some people that can only listen to one genre. You know, and like I feel like we're amongst those people that I listen to everything. I legit listen to everything when people ask.
Well, there's another problem too. I want to point out for like vocalists in particular, and I just talked about this with my coworker on my other job. Like if you notice, like a lot of screamers, that it's like the problem is like a lot of screamers are competing with each other. If you get what I mean.
Okay.
Like fans are like worry more about the competition, who's more deeper, who's more brutal on the vocals.
Yeah.
But they don't pay attention to the music, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what you
no,
mean,
that
yeah.
makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's a bit like it's like a competition.
much of a
like
competition, yeah.
it's like Olympics. Like who can go lower, who
Yeah.
can go higher. Don't get me wrong, it's cool as shit. Like,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like the worst guy in that is still going low as fuck or high as fuck,
Yeah.
whatever. You know.
yeah, and that's why I was like, you know, why can? That's kind of like that's why the genre's kind of like starting to be like dull.
It
and
seems
stuff.
that way, yeah.
Yeah.
And what kind of has always bothered me? I mean, you've been to heavy metal shows.
Oh yeah.
You know how loving the fans are.
Yes.
How nice. You know, you walk. It's all black. It's a sea of black. You know, metal patches, metal vests. You know, chains, all that stuff. And you, like, on the outside, if you don't know heavy metal music, and on the outside looking in, you're like, these people
Are psychos.
are crazy.
Oh yeah.
But then,
Which they might be a little bit.
but who's not crazy? You know,
Yeah.
who's not got like a little bit of crazy in
Just think of it as like us metalhead fans. We're not afraid to put our crazy in the front.
Yes.
We're
Yeah,
not
for sure.
afraid.
them. And you realize it's like when you're in a mosh pit and there's just all craziness that happen. And you fall on the ground, everybody in that mosh pit is picking you up. Like it's almost like a brotherhood.
It's a sea of positivity of
It
life.
really
Yeah,
is.
it's very family friendly.
You'll come across like a couple of like asshole douchebags, but
Fucking
like
swinging their arms and doing the
yeah.
crazy shit.
But then like most of the time in the pit, it's just like a lot of energy, a lot of like pushing and shoving. But it's no like I feel like we're gonna hurt you.
That
know?
shit needs to be on like Coachella and shit.
Yeah.
That vibe and stuff. Which is I heard there's slowly like taking. I think they took like Luna Shore and Coachella.
fuck yeah,
Lorna
Lorna
Shore,
Shore,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's badass,
He's a bad
actually.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've listened to a little bit of them. I
the
thought about
fucking,
going
the fucking
to
pig squeal.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I thought about going to Asheville next
Is that
Sunday.
Lorna Shore and Mastodon or Trivium?
Yeah, no, it's Macedon,
Pig squealing
Gojira,
is no joke.
and Lorna Shore.
Insane. Oh, Gojira, Lorna Shore, and fucking Mastodon. Jesus Christ.
Wow, what a lineup.
Yeah,
Mastodon's gonna play all their old shit too, just because.
yeah, I hope so. I mean, I love all their shit, so it
Yeah,
really
for
doesn't
sure.
matter to
That's
me.
accurate,
But I'm thinking about going just because. I mean, Gojira
go.
and Macedon's
There
one
you
of
go.
my. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about going. I just haven't committed
There's no
because
reason not to.
there's some shit I want to do around the house.
Yeah.
But I haven't. Yeah, I always love going to a heavy metal show, man.
Yeah. I when it comes to shows, like I remember like there was a missed opportunity I had, and it was you guys are a fan of like Ramstein?
Yeah. Sure.
I haven't like dug deep into their music, but like I know the hits, but
Yeah.
they're good. You know,
Man,
they got a massive following.
but like you aware like how like strict they are when it comes to shows?
Yes.
Oh, so like
Are
okay.
they banned in the United States?
Huh?
Are they still banned in the United States?
A good majority of the states.
Really?
Like I know they could play in Vegas.
Yeah.
I
Just
know
because
they-
how like gruesome they are on stage and shit like that.
and also their lyrics and stuff. I
Yeah.
do not know what it's in the lyrics. I have not looked at it yet. But
Just
yeah, I
don't ruin
heard.
it for yourself.
Yeah.
Just
No.
enjoy it. Just keep enjoying
Yeah,
it.
exactly. But like there was like a show like in Mexico City a while back.
Okay.
And all the big bands were there as well, opening for them, like PLD, Twisted Sister, Kiss was like
Opening
their
for Ramstein?
Yeah, opening for Ramstein. Like this was like the festival of festival in
Wow.
Mexico City.
That's why it's crazy how big they are overseas.
Yeah,
they're not,
for sure,
They're not
for
that
sure.
big over here. Like you'll occasionally find people who are like they love them and it's kind of like out of the blue, but overseas people are they love.
Yeah,
they love
exactly.
them. Yeah.
See, that's why like that's how like okay, so that's how like a lot of like bands in LA like how they make a living. They actually travel overseas because we know we can't really make it down here realistically.
Yeah, because don't nobody like heavy metal in the United
They
States.
really
It's not like
don't.
a massive market. Like
Well, he was saying like in LA, it's like really a fucking metal paradise.
It's a
Really?
metal
That was his
paradise
words.
there. Yeah, it is like metal paradise there. But like if you're trying to go out there like in the entire United States to try to make it,
Right.
it's not
It's tough.
it's tough.
You
You
gotta
know,
be like Greta Van Fleet and just say fuck it, we're gonna do flower child shit.
I know.
but like if you go down to Mexico
Coachella.
and like South America in general, like you could get a career. Like you have a career.
I feel like
There it is, by the way. Shout out to the crowd man. We just shit
yeah.
on Greta Van Fleet again.
Yeah. I like Grand Fleet. They're cool.
Greta Van Fleet. They're good. Yeah, I was big on them like the first two albums.
Yeah, they're
After
just
that-
like I don't know. I mean, I don't
I
want
haven't
to shit
listened
on
to
them.
them. I'm not
It's
trying
just
to
like
shit on
super
them.
like folky, like Coachella type music now.
They're good.
Like,
They're-
that's
they're
what
a
they're
really
moving
good
towards.
band.
They're awesome. Yeah, they're
really good
phenomenal musicians.
They're all right. I mean, not all right, but they're cool. I like. They sound like the singer from Led Zeppelin with Pearl Jam's band, instrument band. That's
I
how
like that
describe
comparison.
That's a pretty good comparison.
Nice comp.
It. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I describe him.
I like that. That's pretty good.
that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you like take away his vocals, like the instruments really does sound like it's Pearl Jam. Like,
Okay.
it
Yeah, I can
really
hear a
does.
little bit of that.
For sure.
And stuff. But yeah, you're right. Like now, their newer stuff, they sound like more Coachella. and
Yeah,
stuff.
more
Which
like-
is still good stuff. Like their vocalist, Josh Kiska, is an amazing vocalist.
Yeah, dude. Sam Kiska is
Yeah.
probably
What's the
like
other
just
one?
yeah. Sam Kiska, Josh
Josh
Kiska, and
and I can't think of. I can never forget the
But,
fucking bass player.
So like, what other kind of music do you listen to? Because like I feel like a lot of metalheads, What we have in common
So
is
versatile.
probably ADHD
That's accurate. So accurate.
That is so damn accurate.
because we love shit fast. Fast shit. And we go to extremes. So like I feel like if you have like an extreme on the extreme side, which is heavy metal,
yeah,
you probably have an extreme on like the more laid back, softer side. Maybe like a blues or like a soul.
for me, it's like it's the 90s pop, like Ace of Spades, NSYNC, Britney Spears. So sorry, that was left field.
No, that's what I'm asking though.
I love it. Yeah.
That just shows you how versatile like metalheads are when it becomes like loving music. Honestly,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we were talking about that like right before you got here. I was like, we want to make you comfortable. And he was like, we'll play some metal. And I was like, yeah, or we could play some. And he was like, Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
He was like, he would probably fucking love that shit.
I'm down.
And I was like, all the metalheads fucking love like they're so versatile in their music listening. Like, that's spot on. He called
my
that one.
bandmates find me weird for those kind of things.
Really?
Though. because they're like, this is what they told me. It's like, it's what do we like, Katy Perry and stuff, but come on, Britney Spears.
Oh,
and
come on, Britney
NSYNC of
Spears.
all
That's a bad
play-
bitch.
Oh, okay. Britney Spears or Katy Perry? Who you guys taking?
I'm taking Britney Spears.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I love this. I fucking love this.
I'm gonna go.
Gotta get rid of one forever.
I guess Britney Spears.
I'm gonna go
So
Britney
sorry,
Spears.
Katy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting rid of Katy Perry.
Yeah, I got
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Britney Spears is just so influential, man.
Mm.
We'll do this
Jesus.
right now.
Yeah.
We'll
She's
fucking do
probably
this.
the queen of pop. I mean, Madonna probably is the
Madonna.
queen
Yeah,
of
it's
pop.
definitely Madonna.
Well, okay, for that particular era, I got to bring this up. Who was better, like Christina or Britney?
I
Christina Aguilera,
always
too, yeah,
loved
fuck.
Christina more.
Yeah.
Like pop music was Britney Spears. She was like processed, like technically proficient as
Christina
far as
didn't shave her fucking head though.
Christina Aguilera was like a little more raw.
Oh yeah,
She was like
for sure.
she's
had,
a
like-
lot more technical in her
you had-
vocals.
Yeah, you had like a processed version of pop music in Britney Spears, and then you had like a more raw version of pop music in Christina
that's spot
Aguilera.
on.
And I kind of leaned more towards Christina
That
Aguilera. I
raw
thought
version.
she had the better voice, honestly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I like that. I like that a lot. I love conversations like this.
Yeah.
I just saw like a videos not too long ago of her and I'm not saying his name correctly, but Eminem, the rapper.
Eminem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I can't say it.
No,
I'm
you're good, you're
dyslexic.
good, you're good.
But yeah, that was funny between how they got in a feud. If you remember them, that
So
time.
Eminem got into it with who? I'm sorry.
What feud with Christina
Christina
Aguilera?
Aguilera,
Oh, I
back
missed
in the
that.
'90s
Yeah.
or late '90s actually, and stuff like.
I'm pretty sure he did like diss tracks and shit too about her.
Really?
He did, yeah, but
Yeah.
like before
they're
that,
like real fucked up too. Like how Eminem is.
Oh yeah, he's
He's
dark.
pretty fucked up.
it's just like I saw
So
like
funny.
different videos where Christina Aguilera had to like announce the winner of the VMAs, and like she saw his name, and he's like, "Oh, interesting, so and didn't say his name, and like
Oh no.
you just see like she
It's so
was
petty.
just pissed off. And then the second time when it was Britney Spears and Christina had to like announce the other winner, and it was him again.
Of course.
And she was like, saw the name, and she's like, no. She like went away, and then Britney Spears had to say his name out loud.
Oh, that's awesome.
And stuff.
Yeah, he had like a whole diss track on Christina Aguilera. Of course he
Fuck
did.
it, yeah.
Of course he did.
He's
He was
really
so good. He
I
was
read
like-
on the comment like there was it was I think he hit it and quit it or something like that. That's
Yeah.
what it sounds like.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Surprised
Eminem was a bad motherfucker, dude.
He really
I mean,
is.
he's like the greatest lyricist of all time.
Yeah.
I
it
will
seems
never-
that way.
I don't think it's close.
I will never go on a rap battle with him.
No, I don't think
he
it's
will
close.
murder your career just with his words.
He did. He
Yeah.
did it to MGK. MGK
And-
just quit rap.
And Ja Rule, if you remember.
Dude, it's like It's like so many guys.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck it. I'm done rapping.
Like, just the fact I say Ja Rule, you guys didn't remember. That's how bad it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
I don't even know who that is. I'm gonna be
He-
honest.
he-
with you.
Ja Rule?
Oh, Ja Rule. Okay.
Yeah,
I gotcha,
he dissed Ja Rule, and ever since then, he never rapped again.
Fuck, dude. Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, man. It's cool going back to like the children's book. I thought something that we love is like we talked about like, and you've probably thought about this. I can see you thinking about this. Is we kind of wanted to do our own horror movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Horror
Yeah,
movie.
we've at least like kind of.
That's why. That's why whenever you said the thing about Netflix earlier, I was like, "How easy is it?"
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say easy, it's not easy going to the park
sure,
or
for sure.
go to their office and say,
yeah.
get this in right now.
Yeah.
But like, it's easier than you would think. Like, you don't have to know a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. You can just kind of like, if you got it, maybe you have it. You know,
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shitty movies on Netflix. It really adds up.
So explain to people the whole Netflix thing that we're talking about. 'Cause
Okay.
We were talking about it before the podcast started.
Right.
So I don't know exactly the actual requirement, but if you just follow the requirement of like the cameras of what they want you to use and the definite and the like the resolution requirement and all that, if you can meet those, then pretty much you can able to have a chance to publish it. There's still process.
All you like actually need is just a good camera, a good enough camera.
Like I looked it up. I remember I looked it up. I think it's like I think the bare minimum is like $4,000 camera.
To get on Netflix, basically, it seems.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
to
nobody's
make a
gonna watch
Netflix
your
thing.
shit, but it's gonna be on there, and you're gonna like.
But they might.
They
Like
might.
I scroll through Netflix every now and then. If it's a good thumbnail, like a decent trailer,
Well, okay, so like I
you just gotta
remember,
pull me in to watch it. I might finish it.
like it depends because like I remember there's like they made like a shitload of adult cartoons like back in the pandemic, but if you notice like those they took it off and stuff. So like you're right. So
Okay.
so like it got to be good to stay in there.
Okay.
So it could publish it, but like I guess it has to be good enough to leave it in there.
I think the dream is to like.
Yeah.
What's that sound? Is that you?
I think that's me.
Okay.
My bad.
I think, no, you're good.
You're
I think the dream
Please make
is.
sure it wasn't the computer.
I,
I saw the panic in his eyes.
no, I think the dream is to like become like a Terrifier or like a Blair Witch Project, to where like you spend
Yeah, for sure.
You spend
A
like
very minimal amount of money and you make millions.
yeah, because what
That's
Terrifier
insane.
1 spent like what 100,000 or something like
Okay,
that.
kind of like the Evil Dead, like
Yes.
1982. That how okay, so I heard how
I'm so glad we're
low,
doing
how
this.
less of a
Low
money
budget,
they
yeah.
spent on that, and
then
how
they decided to
scary that
remake
shit is.
And then they decided it was like fuck it. 4 years later they remade it. 1986 they remade Evil Dead 1. That's Evil Dead 2. That's the remake essentially because it's a remake
I did not know that.
because he drives back to the same fucking cabin. I mean
that makes sense.
when you
yeah.
first start watching it you're like, why the fuck is he going back there? Like I thought but it's just a remake. It's a
Okay,
remake,
yeah, that makes sense. And I love how goofy.
Bobby Joe.
Yeah, like,
I really do.
yeah, that seems like
Evil Dead
something
2
you
is
would-
a top like 5 horror for me.
It seems like something that you would kind of make is kind of what you were talking about. I guess not in the child sense, but like if you could do like an adult version of something,
Horror comedy is amazing.
would it kind of be like
Yeah.
what you would be interested in doing?
I actually do. I confession actually. So besides the books and my animation, I always want to make like a horror comedy.
Yeah.
Kind of, and more in a sense like Scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
But like I wanna kind of like still stick with this. I wanna do kind of like a slasher flick basically.
Okay.
Like a low budget funny slasher flick. Maybe like where the guy's just too damn impossible. Maybe that's the point. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
Is the killer's just you can't kill him.
Yeah.
Fucking Thanos.
Yeah. No, or One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I was thinking
okay,
more
yeah.
One Punch Man. Is like whatever you throw at this guy, you know, maybe
Pow!
like
You're
even
dead.
the devil himself comes to save you. For some weird reason, he just cannot be killed. Something like that.
Was it you who told me that they watched? Because I watched the documentary Hell Satan.
Oh yeah, I seen it. I actually seen it. I seen it several times. Love it. Really love it. It put in a lot of perspective on a lot of things.
Like what?
Like okay, so I have that document has gave me a brief education of how this country was founded, like thoroughly how it was founded. It was founded on freedom of religion, right? And of course they said, oh, they got like 10 commandments and stuff, but like that was just like an influence, I guess you could say. But like just the idea of freedom of religion, that's how this country was found. So like that idea is like, let's say you're a Christian. You have every right to believe that. I'm a Satanist. I have every right to believe that. It's like a safe haven for that.
Would you consider yourself a Satanist?
You know what? I do. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of like connects you to that? What makes you like? What makes you want to be a Satanist?
Okay, so I not too long ago I read their ancient book, I guess they called it, or their sacred book.
Okay.
And it's called The Revolt of Angels.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically is like you if you see something wrong, like you just standing up against the man, basically.
Okay.
It just to narrow it
Stick
down.
it to the man.
Yeah, stick it to the man, but stand up against him as well. And it's like, but also like a perspective, like there's a God and he's all powerful. No way you could defeat him, but you have the balls to still stand up against him because you know that he's wrong and stuff. Like,
Sure, yeah.
that's poetic.
It is.
It really is.
poetic.
To be
Now,
honest.
what do you like? Because most people who are very religious, they believe in God for obvious reasons. We all know the reasons, but
Yeah.
But what makes you want to stick up to that?
For a very long time, I'm like very disconstruct, but like what narrowed down is like what the motivation that the church is trying to do with the state, trying to merge the church with the state. That basically what got me to want to rebel, I guess, because like there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that the church is still not refused to acknowledge. And because them refusing to acknowledge, it is absolutely dangerous for them to want to be part of the state. And part of that problematic that needs to be addressed is like slavery, how women are treated, pretty much the systematic within the Bible and stuff and all that. And the fact that they don't want to acknowledge it or even want to fix that problem or just look in and be like, maybe we need to rewrite this and fix this or something. And then they want to bring it to the state. It's like, I'm sorry, it's anti-America. You know what I mean?
No,
I 100% see what you're saying.
It's very anti-America. Like again, like people like I know in the Trump supporter, they're very American, very very American. And I get it. And I was a Trump supporter. I'm probably still am. But like the one policy he had was he wanted to merge church with the state. And people need to realize if you want to have rights to bear guns, you want rights to have speech, you also need to have rights for religion. You know what I mean?
I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what the country was founded on.
That's what America is. And that's why I'm trying not to explain the technicality, what is evil or not.
Yeah, sure,
I'm just trying to bring out the bigger picture of like, okay, like if this is America, this is freedom, you know what I mean? Why can a Muslim have a right to be a Muslim? Or why can someone have the right to not be a religion? You get what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of weird how, especially in the South, in the Bible Belt,
Man, when I got here.
Okay, yeah, I want to ask you about that, but one second. We know how like Southern Baptists can be.
Yeah.
We know how judgmental, how harsh they can be, and for a group of people who come across as like accepting and loving, and holier than thou, and like they're extremely judgmental and stuck in their ways. I think that kind of pushed me against religion,
right?
But I think there's a lot of value in religion.
Yes,
a lot of value, because one of the greatest people I know is the most religious person I know, and Anne Margaret, and she is. If everybody in the world was like Anne Margaret, the world would be
amazing,
perfect.
It'd be so good.
Yeah, but the problem is like there's not a lot of people. Yeah, shout out Anne Margaret. There's not a lot of people. There's not a lot of Christians like her.
No,
where like I don't know. I feel like I see where you're coming from, but
I pretty much like pretty much if Christian needs to like they pretty much the problem is they rely too much on their leaders, and that's the problem too. If they just rely more on their own teaching, their own reading, that's where we get those good Christians, basically.
But to be honest, I think that's a problem with not just religion, but human beings in general. We're so worried about what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And like we're offended about what everyone else is doing. Where, so involved in everyone else's life, we don't take the time to like look what's wrong with ourselves.
No,
try to fix what's wrong with ourselves. I think if more people, instead of like throw religion and everything out the door, as human beings, like let's just take a look at ourselves and try not to be as judgmental.
It's very true.
And just accept somebody like say Steve, if me and you like say I was like I didn't like heavy metal and I didn't like I was more of a Southern Baptist,
right?
Yeah. Big country guy.
I shouldn't be mad for you being you.
Oh yeah. No.
I should be. You know what? You being you is you, and maybe that's not for me.
Yeah.
I'll just go to someone else if I'm looking for a friend or whatever. Like I'll look elsewhere. But no, I think there's a tendency to like judge and kind of demean and like say, oh, you're not like me. You're not a Christian like me. Well, then you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. You're the other. No, I think we all come from different cultures, different backgrounds.
Yes.
We are all. I'm about to get a little long-winded.
You've been?
Okay, I'm sorry. Because I got a whole theory.
No, but you're right though. Keep going. You're right.
I have a whole theory that I've been working on. I've been thinking about.
Oh goodness.
And that's you looked at the time.
No, I didn't. I just making sure it just sounded quiet for some reason, but you're coming through good.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'll get to that later, but it's interesting because people come from different cultures, different backgrounds, and you can't expect everyone to see things the way you see them.
Exactly. That's why I want to bring up, like, when I first moved here, it is like a completely different scenery.
And you moved from LA, you said?
Yeah, I'm from LA and stuff. Pretty much like I'm not gonna lie, like Christian people down here are a lot more nicer.
Really? So
a lot
Christian
more
people
nicer.
out west are like really hardcore?
It's a bit hardcore there. I kind of just realized the more there it's in the inner city, in the city life. I think that's where you can see the corruption.
Well, so the way Ted Park put it was that shout out to Ted.
Yeah.
He put it and he said that up north, like he's a northerner guy.
Yeah.
And from up north, he said like the people that are around there, they're not nice to you. If they're nice to you, then that means they don't like you.
Oh, damn!
And like they're just not going to talk to you. They're not going to be nice to you because they're not going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Most of your buddies are going to be like, hey, fuck you. Like that's
Bust
how they
your
are.
balls, yeah.
Yeah.
But like down here, people will be nice to you and fucking not like you at all.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they'll talk shit about you behind your back.
And like
Damn.
so like I don't know if. I mean, I agree with both. Like, it makes sense. Like, because people are very nice around here, but also people are very judgmental, and they're just being nice because they're putting on that front too. Sometimes,
maybe, who knows? I mean, I'm a very nice person, just as long as they don't do that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like, it's because there's like a lot more corruption going on more in the city, especially me coming from background, my mom's side, they have like nothing but pastors. Mm-hmm. In Mexico, my uncle's like, I think he's like the Joyce Myers in the city or something. He's like one of those pastors where a pastor has to answer to him or something type of thing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you would imagine what's going on behind the scenes. That's basically what I'm advocating against.
Yeah.
And stuff, because there's because it's just a lot of behind the scenes going on that people really don't know. And so I'm sorry, I'm just rambling.
No, you're good.
No,
We're just listening.
Yeah, we talk a lot, so that's something me and him have both been working on.
Yeah,
it's just listening to people when they're talking.
Yeah, so I give.
I'm trying not to rambling, because sometimes when I ramble, I tend to just start pulling shit out of my ass, if you get what I mean. So I try my best to stay in topic, I guess.
ADHD, I'm with you. I'm with you.
I've already been like we're 40 minutes in. And I'm like, this is one of my favorite podcasts already.
Exactly.
Just because of the ADHD, like I can, whenever we have another person that's as a little, we go all over the place. We ramble a lot.
Yeah,
So we just are on the same wavelength right now. I enjoy it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
That's what we kind of pushed us to. Watch Mojo, right?
Mojo.
Watch Mojo on YouTube. They do like countdown list. You'll love it.
Yeah, you need to check that out.
You can go to top 10 metal vocalists, top 10
video games, top 10 pop artists, top 10 movies, like stuff like that. And they even go like much more detailed than that.
And very good editing too. We would watch that and be like, we kind of want to do, because we're very opinionated.
We would say that, we could do this shit but better. That was us.
So it ended up turning into a podcast, but I mean, most of the time we don't really even edit much out.
Oh, okay.
Because as you see, the conversation just flows.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we edit out like our intro and then our ending. That's it. That's all I do. I just clean up the video. And now, like, if there's something that is said that we wish wasn't, then we can always edit that out. But most of the time, that doesn't happen.
But Hell Satan is one of the most interesting documentaries I've ever seen.
Oh, it's
I
crazy.
still haven't watched it. I need to
It's
watch it.
wild, dude.
It is. It's wild. My lady might move to. We might move to Arizona. Maybe we do not know yet. But if we do, I do want to go to Texas and check that church out.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
they was trying to get it was like a statue of Lucifer on some kind
Oh, so
of,
there's a church in Texas?
yes, there's
That seems like such a
there's
strange
already
place for one of those churches.
Actually, there's a church in Georgia. Actually,
really?
yeah, there's a church in Georgia from what I heard, and then there's a church in Chicago as well. Yeah, one of those two places. That was someone told me, but I know for a fact there's one in Texas.
Dude, have you seen the new Pinocchio? Do you like Guillermo?
Yes, I saw that twice, and
It's good, dude.
I still haven't watched it. I
So-
haven't watched what's the Cabinet of Curiosities?
Oh, those are
I
good.
still haven't watched it either.
Those are really good.
you know that was completely like it was not CG, right? You guys know that
Are you talking about the Pinocchio or the?
How did he do it?
Pinocchio del Guillermo.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, that guy.
Guillermo del Toro, yeah.
That's completely handmade.
hand- Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And,
dude.
and the
That's
way how he
amazing.
does it, I thought it was CG and stuff, but it was like handmade, and I was like, that's impressive.
Yeah, it
Is Nightmare Before Christmas, is that CG?
No,
Or is that handmade?
it's handmade. It
Nightmare
is-
That's
Before
what I
Christmas
thought.
handmade?
That's what I
So
thought.
okay, so it's handmade. But I want to share the technicalities on the
Please,
mouth
dude,
movement.
yes, yeah, for sure.
So like they do change the movement of the head. They do change the head, but during the post production, the movement is the only thing. The mouth movement is the only thing that's CG.
Oh, okay,
The
that makes
flow.
sense. Yeah, that
just,
makes sense.
just the flow, not
okay.
the actual mouth, but
Yeah.
like the flow to
Of like
keep
giving
the
it
blur.
to make it where it's like moving like and saying words.
yeah, same
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Like
So it
just
flows
kind of like
better.
this.
It's just like the Canadians in South Park.
Yeah. So instead of you get that stop like
Yeah.
that, you get
It's
this.
not choppy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not choppy.
Yeah, right.
Because that's the only thing that makes Tim Burton stand out against others. The lip syncing is not chopping. Everything else is choppy because they're handmade, but the
Right.
lip syncing is not.
Flows
Oh,
that's
that's really
what
cool.
makes Tim Burton Tim Burton.
You know, Tim
That's
Burton.
really cool.
I haven't seen a lot of Tim Burton films, but I do appreciate like the authenticity of like his art style.
How'd you feel about Wednesday? Did you watch it?
I watched a few episodes. That was amazing. That was cool as fuck.
Yeah, for sure.
I
So
haven't seen it.
it's cool.
It's a good watch.
It really. My daughter is really into it. Now she's a Wednesday. So
Right? That's awesome.
she got her own costumes and stuff. But yeah, I like that show a lot. I always thought Wednesdays like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, just so emo, but so mean.
You strike me as like a Rob Zombie style guy.
Oh yeah. That what a lot of people told me. Like a lot of people told me like they want to compare me to Rob Zombie only because not because of the music, but the fact that he's doing everything.
Just the
I
creativity.
fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
You're creative like that.
So,
You really
and
are.
I did not know that at all until like I find out he's doing films and stuff, and I was like, this is kind of stuff I wanted to do, like just kind of just spread out and do everything.
What kind of horror movies are you into?
I like the one movie I like that I hope it could be like similar to that is like you ever heard of the movie Dead Silence?
Yeah,
Yes.
dude, that's a good.
That's one of my favorites.
Horror movies.
So my girlfriend now we've been together for 6 years. That's the first movie I ever showed her.
Oh
Was
wow,
Dead Silence.
that is
like
amazing.
6 years ago.
That's a
I
good
was
one.
17
too.
years old.
It was scary, dude.
I was scared. I was off edge, but the reason I liked that because it was the first movie ever that actually made me throw up.
It made you throw up?
Yeah, like it was disturbing, and that's a good thing.
The
like
scene in the grandpa's basement.
it was like the
Underneath
last
the
scene
house.
when no, I do not remember. It was actually in the last scene where he find out that this ghost was controlling everyone around him, and he
And they're in
found
that
out that his grandpa was controlled when he saw the puppet thing. That's where I was like thrown up.
Oh yeah,
Because
It's like they got
it's
spine.
just the idea that he thought he'd get away, he thought he got rid of her, but this whole time she's in control.
yeah.
He's like
That's
She's the
good.
puppet.
It's a fucking awesome movie.
Dude,
And
It's
that
an
would
amazing
make me
movie.
throw up
scary
because
too,
I was
yeah.
like, what? I was like, what's real?
How old were you when you saw that?
I was, I think I was like 17, 16.
Hell
yeah.
yeah. So I saw it when I was like fucking 10.
Yeah, our parents introduced horror movies to us at an early age. Like I remember being about
You guys got good parents.
4 or 5, and I watched the first Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it
And
came out in
then-
2007, so I was probably around 10. I think,
And
when
then
saw
I
it.
remember like next was like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, and like Jason, like all the original slashers.
So,
I saw at an early age, and
see, well, are you guys also like into like serial killers?
I'm not, but my wife is.
I could 100% see myself. My mom is,
Oh.
or our mom
Why
is.
is that such a female thing?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Are
I
you?
learned. I learned
I could see
in
myself
research.
getting into it.
I heard in research it's because it's a sense of protection.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, you know, you got dudes these days are not really manly.
Yeah.
You know, or not ballsy enough. But who's more ballsy enough than a serial killer?
Huh. That's really
That's
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense why
Yeah.
Gabby doesn't like it, because I'm the most ballsy motherfucker.
You know what I mean? Like it's like it's
To
just
your
a sense of
knees.
protection.
Hands
Like
on your
I'm-
knees.
It's like it's a sense of protection. Like how more protected are you than a guy who knows how to kill?
Yeah.
That's accurate, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why that's what I read up why women were so fascinated.
I like that justification. That's a good one. That seems
It's because it's like, oh well, if he was my boyfriend, I know damn well I'm safe.
Yeah. But do you? Then you're in a body. Get in my body bag.
oh no.
It's like what got me in like okay, so I want to share like so my slasher flick character is like a Richard Ramirez ripoff basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool.
So,
you know who
I-
that is?
Richard Ramirez,
I feel like I know. I know. I feel
The
like
Night Stalker.
the Night Stalker.
I've seen the Night Stalker.
So that's
Good
him.
one. Yeah.
The,
okay.
the Night
Okay,
Stalker
yeah.
is Richard Ramirez. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the-
I know.
that's the
I
serial
know.
killer, yeah.
It's been. I've seen so many horror movies, dude. It's hard to.
No, the serial killer. They
He's
called
a
him the
serial
Night Stalker.
killer.
Oh, he's the okay.
They
so
called him the Night Stalker.
I'm thinking about like the horror movie, The Night Stalker. I think that was Stephen King, right?
Oh.
Which might be a.
I think that's like a werewolf movie. Night Stalker.
That sounds about right.
no,
Yeah.
is it?
That sounds about right. If it's Stephen King and it's called The Night Stalker, it seems like it should
I
be.
know.
that.
I remember
Yeah.
like.
I feel like it's a werewolf movie. I didn't
We can
see
find
it,
it
but
out.
I saw the
We can pull
cover
that shit
because
up,
I saw Skinny not too long ago. That was a good movie.
Skinny. I've never seen Skinny.
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 Is that Stephen King?
Yeah, it's Stephen King movie.
don't
It's
know
about a
Skinny.
guy. He's like super fat, and then he asked this voodoo guy to get him skinny.
No, The
Got him
Night
skinny.
Flyer was Stephen King.
Okay.
Night Fly. Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was like I remember like a guy in a plane, like a lot of planes in there.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I don't know. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to.
Oh no, it's just some guy that just want to become skinny, but he got skinny to the point that he was like dying.
Kind of like
That sounds like Stephen King.
kind of like Wishmaster. You ever seen Wishmaster?
Oh, that's
Yes.
thinner.
Thinner.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
okay,
thinner.
cool.
I see. I don't know
Why
what
is it
thinner
skinny? Wishmaster. So is it about a teacher that was disguised as a hooded guy, and he got some weird dick and gave it to a student, and the student got like 3 wishes?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's about
He's got some weird dick.
No, it's a horror movie where this guy gave
I
a
don't know that
dick
one.
to this guy, and this dick apparently is a magic, and
This sounds like a
it gives you 3
hilarious movie.
wishes.
Oh, this sounds like my kind of movie. I need to watch
It's an
this.
actual horror movie.
I need
It's
to watch this.
It's not porn. There's no sex scene on it
There's
whatsoever.
just one dick.
It's just an actual cut off, chop, gory dick.
and he grants you 3 wishes?
Yeah,
This sounds like my kind of fucking movie.
It was a teacher was disguised. He was like disguised as a hooded killer because he was going around killing too. And then like he
where
was
I got his
giving, and he was giving this
Wow.
box to this one student.
It's a dick in a box.
And it was a dick in a box. Yeah. Oh, now I know where to get it from because this
Damn.
movie's from the 90s.
Oh, of course. Have you seen Idle Hands?
Huh?
Idle Hands?
No, I
I
haven't
don't
seen
know
that.
if I've seen Idle.
Oh, that is such a shitty horror comedy.
Really?
It's so good. I love
Idle
it.
hands.
It's so bad. It's like this dude's like living in his fucking parents' place, and he's like a college student. It's like 90s frat guy. Like picture summer hits in the 90s, like Sugar Ray Fly, and that's the setting.
You want to take a break? Bathroom break?
Yeah, we can take one real quick.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right, we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, we're back. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, so Idle Hands. I forgot where the fuck I left off, so I'll just restart.
Okay.
But basically, it's like horror comedy, it's like, you know, based off the saying, like, the idle hands is the devil's playthings. And it's like this fucking pothead kid, and he's like just such an idiot and like doesn't do anything, and his parents are always on him, and they say that. And then like in the middle of the night, like his hand takes control of him and goes and kills somebody. And he wakes up and he's like, why am I covered in blood, you know?
Yeah.
And like a few nights later, he kills his parents.
Oh, wow.
And then you realize the fucking hand is possessed by the devil. It's so stupid. So the dumbass chops the hand off. And now the hand's walking around like Wednesday Addams, the thing.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
He ends up like trapping it in the fucking microwave and shit, and like cooking it.
I've seen
it's such a stupid horror comedy.
I have seen this.
But it's so funny, dude.
It kind of remind me of this movie called Voodoo.
I don't think I've seen Voodoo.
It's like a very old movie from the 70s, but the reason it's a horror comedy to me because it's like a small ass voodoo doll like this. It's about this.
I might have seen this movie.
Is that the one with the? I'm thinking it might be like dolls or something.
It looks like it's a doll with the sharp ass teeth.
I think I've seen this.
And
keep
he's
going.
Yeah,
I've seen this. Yes,
I've seen that too.
That was good. That was a good impression.
That was good.
That shit was fun. I was like, "This is a horror movie."
You sounded like the dude off the Wild Thornberries.
That.
That guy, yeah.
I fucking love it. Iggy Azalea.
I could also see you doing something like Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh yeah, I love that show.
That's kind of like that's almost like funny. It's funny in a way too. Like that's kind of that's a dark, funny kind of thing.
I had a friend.
It's on HBO Max now. If you guys want to watch that, not a sponsor, but
it's on HBO Max.
It's on HBO Max. Yeah,
I got the whole collection. I remember my lady just told me. As a kid, like you watch that and a lot of things just pass through your head, but like now when you watch it as an adult, it's a very scary show.
Yeah. It was scary when I was little.
Intense,
I bet it's even scarier now. Shit,
it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
It's got some funny moments, but like we were watching it the other night, Gabby and I. Excuse me, jeez. And it was the episode where the dude goes and gets the hair cream.
Yeah.
He goes to get hair cream, but the hair cream makes you fucking like if you start getting mad, then whatever you're looking at will explode when you get mad.
I remember that episode.
And so he comes and like he's in the bathroom and the guy gets mad at the freaking mirror because his hair hadn't came in immediately, and so the wall explodes. And so Courage is trying to warn the grandpa. I forget what the grandpa's name actually is. What they call him,
but, something like that.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to warn Eunice, and he's like, he's doing all these freaking gestures and stupid stuff, and then he gets mad at a car behind or in front of him, and then he blows up the car, and he goes behind him. And so then he's at home, and he starts to get mad, and every time he gets mad, he's looking at the grandma. And so the Courage is like escorting the grandma around the house, so he's never looking at her when he's mad. It's such like a crazy episode, but it's like, it gives me anxiety. Like watching this shit.
I feel like I can. When you watch that show now as an adult, I feel like you
gives me so much anxiety.
Feel the anxiety for Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
Poor guy, he couldn't even talk.
I know.
He couldn't even talk. He couldn't even talk.
So sad.
Or such a good episode.
Or you ever saw Billy and Mandy? The Grim.
Billy and Mandy was really good.
Yeah,
that was also pretty disturbing. Cool. Actually,
this was like that. It was kind of Scooby Doo was kind of the originators of like the spooky cartoon,
for kids, but not really for kids.
Yeah.
There's also like back in the 30s. That's not Looney Tunes or Disney. There's some cartoons that are pretty
dark
out there. Actually,
I remember seeing something like, is this like? It's kind of hard to believe because you watch it and you're like, whoa, this was like a cartoon. Back it's like black and white cartoons and shit. Like you're like, whoa, this is kind of crazy to be a cartoon back in like way back.
That shit would be that will be blocked and censored and rejected.
I don't know. Like, you look at cartoons like fucking Big Mouth.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And it's on Netflix and like anybody can watch it.
Yeah, there's a more adult side of cartoons too, like a Rick and Morty,
Big Mouth, or BoJack Horseman. Or have you watched BoJack Horseman?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, he still hasn't watched it, but it's one of the darkest like animated shows. It starts off like it should be funny, but it's legit like it's a dark drama.
Whoa,
it's just animated. It's a drama. That's all it is.
Is it more darker than Mr. Pickles?
I've never seen that.
Oh,
I don't know Mr. Pickles.
You never seen Mr. Pickles?
No.
You ever saw Metalocalypse?
I haven't seen that either. Nope.
Metal. Wow, you guys love heavy metal. You have not seen those two shows.
Metalopocalypse was the one with like the metal band.
Yeah.
Back in, like,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
did say-
watched
okay, I
that.
did
That
say,
was
yeah.
good. That was
Okay,
good,
so
yeah.
I must have not saying it right. My bad.
No, you know,
Okay.
I just missed it. Sorry.
So the creators of Metalocalypse, they made another show called Mr. Pickles, and that one's like far more brutal than Metalocalypse.
Metalopocalypse, yeah.
So it's about a dog named Mr. Pickles, and he had this kid that's super innocent. He's like, Mr. Pickles.
I've seen the commercials, dude.
Yeah.
For a while. It's like
And
Adult
it's-
Swim shit.
It's Adult
okay.
Swim,
Like
and
late
it's
night.
very, very. it's just
out
So
there.
like
out
BoJack
there.
Horseman isn't dark in like a way like of what you see is dark and like
Yeah.
you know like some of the situations. It's dark as like a mentality kind of like a mental thing.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like a psychological
Oh,
like
shit.
it fucks with you. Like the main character, he goes through like this problem where he's chasing materialistic value and things,
Yeah.
but it never makes him happy, and he's so depressed and he doesn't know how to overcome that.
Oh damn!
And it's fucking
that
animated.
that is dark.
And it's
dark.
so fucking good, dude.
That is psychological dark.
It's a very psychological light.
And it's,
And it's Will Arnett. that
Will
plays-
Arnett, yeah.
Even Will Arnett. I don't know if you are familiar with him, the actor. But somebody was questioning him. It was an interview, and somebody was asking him what like some of the darkest roles he's played, and like the hardest characters to get into, and he said that was the hardest one by far.
Wow.
But even Aaron Paul,
Yeah.
from Breaking Bad,
Oh, okay.
Jesse Pinkman, he plays one of the main characters in that show. Or
Jake,
he voice acts.
You ever watch Breaking Bad?
so sorry.
Oh, no.
Again, I was so sheltered. There's a certain period of time I was like super sheltered.
Dude, treat yourself.
I know.
Breaking
I know.
Bad's spectacular.
Like
Treat yourself.
this is how sheltered I am. Like I watch like shit like Switch at Birth or stuff like that. Like that's how nerdy I am. Like, it's just too. It's just I'm always like on the go and stuff. But like,
I'm kind of interested in what you've seen now because you like some
Did you
things
grow
you've
up like
seen.
Disney or like?
I will say it is very Disney filtered, but you would be surprised the shit I actually am into.
Really? Like what?
Like again, like Switch at Birth. Like
Yeah.
you were like shocked when you
Yeah.
So like I like Switch at Birth. I like the movie like Shopaholic.
Okay.
Or like there's like a show that was on but they canceled it for the second season. It's called Jade by Design. Pretty much a lot of shows that was on ABC Family.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like shows like that.
Those
but,
are still fucking great. Those
Yeah.
are awesome.
oh yeah.
Those are awesome shows.
But people kind of find that weird, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty much like I'm like that one metalhead guy that's like really obsessed and into chick flick movies.
Dude, I'll cheers to that. I fucking love that. I love that versatility. That's
Yeah.
that's what really being a metalhead is about. I feel
No.
like.
It's just
like-
being yourself, man.
Yeah, it's being yourself.
Like I really love the movie Something Borrowed. You ever
I don't
saw
think
that?
I've seen that.
Something.
Something borrowed sounds so familiar.
Who's in it? Do you know?
We can pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah, but I'm just not good with actors at the moment because
You're good. Yeah.
I am really feeling good with this sour monkey.
Dude, it's
here.
9.5%.
It's a 9.5.
That's a bad bitch.
Holy
That's why I didn't drink
shit.
one the night whenever Mitch had them.
Damn, I handed you the heaviest beers in the fridge. My fault,
It's
dude.
all good. It's all good. And I'm so sorry. I'm lightweight too, so I'm feeling way good. But it's
So
all
it's
good.
Kate Hudson and John Krasinski, actually.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yes.
Wow, that's actually a pretty solid cast. Jesus.
Good, dude. Nice.
It was pretty good.
It's on HBO, Hulu, Amazon Prime.
I think
Okay.
it should be on HBO Max. It should be.
Gabby would love this section of the podcast. She is like all about like the chick flick, like Disney, like all that type of stuff, like the coming of age films. That's
Yeah.
like spot on for her.
So and like with my animation, I want to kind of like introduce like a little bit of that, like not horror, but you get what I mean, like that.
Just that like dark twist. Like there's
Yeah.
like we talked about with Guillermo in Pinocchio, where like Pinocchio is playing like this happy music and he's like skipping down the street and like Pinocchio is happy.
like Third Eye Blind.
And you see like dogs on the side of the road with like the ribs showing, and like there's like a dark atmosphere around, but like everything's happy with like Pinocchio. Like Pinocchio's in his own little world.
Right.
He's skipping, he's singing, and then there's like, you know, like bums on the side of the road, and like dogs like they're, you know, fleas and like their ribs showing, and like there's like it makes your mind like wander off.
Exactly.
And think like, dang, this is like, it makes you think like, and there's a lot of movies that don't make you do that.
Have you ever watched Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Gospel.
It's a TV show on Netflix.
I
Who's the fucking guy?
I don't know.
I don't think I've
Midnight
seen
Gospel. The dude from Joe Rogan. Where's the ghillie suit?
shit.
Where's the ghillie suit?
Duncan Trussell.
Duncan Trussell.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen
Dude,
it yet.
you would love Midnight Gospel.
Okay, so here's another left turn. Have you guys seen The Great?
The Great.
It's great.
I
Yeah,
don't think I know The Great.
I don't think I do either.
it's on Hulu. It's like a Russian aristocrats
Uh-huh.
or something, but it's some king, but it's like funny as shit.
So is it like The Great, like GREAT?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a bunch of royalties and it's like behind the scenes politics, but parties and stuff, but like just the shenanigan and the shit they say and
It's
stuff.
like Wolf of Wall Street almost.
Yeah, but in that
In
time,
politics, yeah.
Have you
in
seen
politics,
Wolf of
but
Wall
that's
Street?
No, I'm so
Dude,
sorry, man.
we're gonna make you a list.
You got to give me a
of
list.
cool shit to watch. 'Cause
Yes, you got to.
Hop on the letterbox.
I need
Hop on the
to.
letterbox, man.
See, that's how shelter I was, because I remember when I told my dad I'm going to watch Napoleon. This is how strict he is. I'm not allowed to watch Napoleon because that makes me dumb.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
wow.
that's how strict he was. So there was like
Which
a lot of
that might be fair. It might make you. It might make you a little dumb.
I will say, dude.
It might make you a little dumb.
Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Oh yeah, of course I've seen
amazing.
Do you feel like
I
it
mean,
made you
of course
dumber?
I see it. No, it doesn't make me dumb. In fact, it made me laugh a lot.
Right. So stupid.
Give me some of your top. No, dude.
And it actually introduced me dancing, actually, because that
Oh,
shit was
yeah.
funny.
So you was just fucking.
Doing the little bird fly away.
or not doing like little of that.
Yeah.
For those of you that aren't on YouTube, 1 hour and 5 minutes. There you
Yes. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. Don't be too sheltered.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite was
go.
a
Such a good one,
man.
man. It's such a cult classic.
That was really good. See. What other see?
Have you ever seen Shaun of the Dead?
Yes, I have seen it. That was pretty funny.
Why do we not have a Shaun of the Dead poster in here?
Dude, there's like 100 things that we can think of that should be in here.
But Shaun of the Dead really should be in
Yeah, it
here.
should be in here.
Like
Shaun
that's
of
like
the
a
Dead.
fucking
We
shared
love like
favorite.
where it's like a household. It's like a family favorite for us.
Like you guys ever watch like B action movies?
Heather loves them. Like kind of like Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
I love
Tony
Jean-Claude
Jaa.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah,
Tony Jaws. Oh wow. I did not know that's considered B movies.
I don't know. That's more like martial arts movies, but like
Yeah.
But
pretty close.
I would make sense why
It's pretty close,
consider.
Yeah.
It would make sense why. Man, because I love watching Tony Jaa. No, but the reason I say that because my lady like brought up like we're watching because she's like the Tybal Man guy. You ever saw that guy? I was like, you ever watch his movies before he became a Tybal guy? And she's like, no. Like you ever heard of his movies?
Never.
Like he made like a shitload of movies. They're all, I'm not gonna lie, they're B action movies, but like there's one I like and all that. It's I think it's free on YouTube actually.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. You just got to type in his name and then put in his movie or something, and so. But it's really crazy. Like no one doesn't know his movies.
Oh, what's the guy's name? How do you spell it?
I think it's Billy Brooks, something like that. The type of guy. See, I'm a fan of I don't even know his name. So,
yeah, some of those B movies like some
B
of them
movies
are
are
just
amazing.
so bad that they're funny. Like but that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
It's like they're just outrageously ridiculous, like kind of like a Samurai Cop or like the
like Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger. Yeah, that was the one I was looking for.
All right, Neil Breen.
Oh my god,
That's
Neil Breen.
C-rated.
That's
That's
like
that's a whole new genre.
Oh man,
Man, I can't get it. I'm sorry.
no, you're good.
That's all right.
I wish we could like connect more on those like B-rated films.
I do
'cause,
too. Yeah,
I hate whenever someone's like, "Hey, have you heard this?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm sorry, man. I haven't. I hate
wish
doing that."
Did. I wish I did.
I kind of want to try to do. That's why I want to like. I want to see if I could try to make like a B movie animations because there's not enough of that there. Animation.
Yeah.
Like it's just bad.
What classifies something as a B-rated movie,
In animation?
or just in general?
In general.
I don't know.
No, I don't know because when you say
just-
Tony Jaa was a B movie, I was like, I did not know that, but I could see
I mean,
why.
I guess.
I could totally
I
see
kind of
why.
just threw that out there. That might not be true, but I feel like it is in a way.
And, because I think one thing that classifies a B movie is the budget. I think that's
Yeah, that's what I was going to
that's-
say. The budget has to be like really under.
like very low. Like
Yeah.
I think they did consider The Evil Dead as a B movie.
It's a
at
B
one
movie.
point.
Yeah.
So
Okay, a B movie is a movie which is produced quickly and cheaply, and is often considered to have little artistic value.
oh,
So it's just a cheap, fucking put out quick.
I don't know. There's a lot of good art. I got
That's
to
good art.
I don't know
on
about
that.
that. I'm gonna disagree with this.
Yeah,
feel like
I
that's
mean,
not
I
accurate.
agree with like the it being low budget and stuff, but I think there's a lot of.
It's
good,
just a low budget commercial motion picture.
I think a lot of people like, especially those cult classic B movies.
yeah.
You're gonna have people who like that. Those directors put their heart and soul into that, even though it was goofy or whatever. But they put a lot of love into that film.
Exactly. Like I know Mars Attack. That
Mars
was
Attacks,
that was a B movie inspired.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
The Evil Dead was a B-rated film.
Yeah, it was.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre was B-rated. the original.
I can see it.
So so
Rocky Horror Picture
There you
Show,
go.
Planet Terror.
Tell me there ain't no art in that shit, man. That's amazing stuff, dude. But it's just
The Night of the Living Dead.
Oh man,
I can
Wow,
see
The
why
Blob.
that was a B movie. I can see it.
dude.
Yeah, I could do.
Have you ever seen 28 Days Later?
Yes, that was intense.
Sharknado?
Dude, that's
Who
one
would have
of my-
guessed?
I mean,
Who would've guessed?
Sharknado. I always knew that was a
Piranha.
B movie. Like another sign that you know it's a B movie is the title.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
The
Slaughter
outrageous
High.
title. See,
Dude,
like
we watched that.
Slaughterhouse good.
We watched that.
It's
Heather
fucking
and I,
good, dude.
It's such a good B-rated slasher.
It's so dark.
It's so good.
damn.
It reminds me a lot of like oh, what was the film? It wasn't April Fools, but how they're like walking through like the classrooms and like I guess I'm just thinking of Slaughter High. I can't think of like, but like how like that, like April Fools and like Mother's Day and May, like those
All
movies,
those old school,
like old school slasher,
slashers.
like weird, like where it has like, that weird connection to where like it's almost like a detective movie. Like you're trying to figure out who the killer is, but also
Yeah,
like,
I like that. I like that.
but also it's like kind of like got some gruesome shit, and it's like making you. It's intense too. That's
yeah.
cool.
Have you guys seen? This is probably a little weird, but have you guys seen Unfriend?
That's the one.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yes,
I don't know
modern
what's on
horror movie with
It was like,
like
the
a
first
social
modern-
media
Yeah.
thing going on. Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Dude, I don't really remember. I remember not really liking it.
Yeah, a lot of people said that, and then apparently that's like the influence of modern horror from there.
Really.
Yeah,
What was the
apparently
movie
so.
that Tom Segura was in?
Oh, I know. I do. Heather watched it the
was
other
fucking,
day. He's a cell phone salesman.
He's a fucking asshole. He's a complete asshole.
What is
Oh, you can burp
that?
straight into the mic. We've done worse.
Okay.
What is that movie? It's not. It Follows. What is it? Yeah, it's one of those like teeny bopper modern horror films.
Is it Countdown? That's it.
That's
Countdown.
it. That's it. I think.
That's another like there was what was that movie that was it was kind of like that shitty age of horror in the 2000s where it was like it was a movie that was they were in this video game and they thought it was a video game and they get in there and then they're like actually having to kill each other.
Oh shit.
I don't know that.
Like, they're like, oh, it's like a virtual reality video game, except they get in there and they're like actually gonna die now. And they're like,
It's an old movie.
and
No?
they're like, it's like a 2000s movie.
I don't remember that.
Wait, explain the plot again.
So it's like they're all like it's like a group of friends and they're chasing like they play this game and it's like a borderline virtual reality game. I guess that was I don't know if that was the actual plot, but it's a video game and they all sign up to play it or it's like an MMO maybe and they all end up inside of the game and they wake up the next day and they're inside the fucking game but they just don't realize it and they have to like kill people. But if you die in the game, you die in real life.
I've seen this. Oh wait,
no. But I want to see that.
Is that the one with the dude from Terminators in it?
It might fucking be.
There's another movie that's related to that. That's cool. the video game. But what is that movie? That sounds very interesting.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to pull it up right now.
You ever watched Black Mirror on Netflix?
Yes, I seen that.
Black Mirror's
I
good.
I seen like good like 2/3 of it.
Okay, yeah.
I fell asleep.
Dude,
Oh, the movie's
not
called
because the movie's bad. It's just like
the movie's called Stay Alive.
Stay Alive.
For a group of teens, the answer to the mysterious death of their old friend lies within the world of an online video game, based on a true story.
Based on a true story, and
The game.
Why I have a feeling
the game in the movie was.
Franken Eunice is in it.
Oh man, it might be.
Because that's exactly what I'm thinking about saying earlier. Wow.
You know who Frankie Muniz is?
Yeah, he's
Malcolm
in that
in the Middle.
movie. I seen that movie.
The fucking race car driver.
Yes.
Okay.
The race car driver from Malcolm in the Middle. He's Malcolm, dude.
Okay, so that movie is really, really cool. The concept, the story,
sure.
everything, it's like so cool. That should be a lot of modern movies should go off of that.
Yeah,
video game because
it's like
that's
supernatural horror.
Yeah, but it has video games and shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, like some of that 2000s horror was like
Hit and miss.
it was like
it was.
I think it was hit and miss. 'Cause I feel like all of the anytime I picture a trailer from the 2000s, I picture just like a shitty like a bad filter. Like it's so blurry.
Yeah,
it seems blurry.
It's because
You know what I mean?
Isn't it because like everybody has that Final Destination expectation?
Oh God, yeah. Coming to you on DVD and Blu-ray soon. That's what I always picture.
No, it's the pirated films.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was it? If you're stealing films, that's a felony or something. I forget what it is, but yeah, I remember. That was always like that's how like when you put that DVD in, that's what you would hear. It would be that little like that little ditty over the down.
The little ditty.
Yeah, a little ditty.
What do you guys think of the AI stuff going around?
Oh yeah, it's creepy. The Chat GPT stuff. I haven't like experienced anything with it myself, but like listening to people talk about it, it's creepy.
It is definitely creepy as fuck. Like we were talking about it before, the Drake and
Drake and Weeknd.
The Weeknd, yeah, stuff that you mentioned, like how they're fucking just like mimicking a person's voice and like mannerisms like so perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all showed me a video of like it just seemed like a Drake song, but it was actually nothing. It was just AI created. And
there was
like,
a
oh my God.
There was a Twitch thing that I saw. It was on Facebook, it was like a Facebook reel where it was like fucking like they're doing deep fake stuff, but it's like on porn.
Yeah.
And they're like taking like famous. They're taking like fucking famous people, but not like Twitch streamers, and they're doing it with their face.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
it's like what the fuck.
It's kind of scary for people who do like podcasts and stuff because like
just put me on Johnny Sins, man. Just give me a big dick, whatever you do.
There's so many.
Please.
There's so many. There's so many like hours of us talking that they could just make us say anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know.
That's accurate. Yeah.
Like they could take this right now and literally do whatever.
All of our tones, saying all kinds of different words.
It's like 80 hours of us talking on YouTube.
Is it 80 hours?
More to come, baby.
I feel like it was
more to come.
I feel like it should be more. But 80 hours, I guess, sounds right.
Or it was 180. I don't remember. I texted you the other day and told you what it was.
You did. I can't remember. But yeah, it's crazy how AI
it's
is
180, I think.
Just kind of like you're starting to see the roots of AI really sinking in.
Have you ever seen the film Equilibrium?
Equilibrium?
Equilibrium. It's Christian Bale. It's like a sci-fi film.
I heard the movie.
So it's Christian Bale is the main. He's the main protagonist in the film, but it's like a science fiction like God, what's the fucking word? Utopian like future or dystopian future, and it's like a perfect world where they have gotten rid of all emotion.
Oh shit!
Yeah, the government has gotten rid of all emotion, and there's this group of people. I forget what their name is, but there's a group of people that's kind of trying to rebel against that. And so they're not taking these pills that gets rid of all of your emotion.
Wow.
And then Christian Bale ends up losing one of his pills, and misses out, and then he starts feeling emotion again.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, "Holy shit, I've been missing out this whole time." So, but he's like a high leading official.
Yeah.
In the Equilibrium group.
Wow.
And so he starts to join the rebels.
Yeah.
While trying to maintain his status as the high level guy. And it's like the most ridiculous fucking like it's borderline B-rated, and it's Christian Bale starring in it.
Really?
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's like picture a Nick Cage film, a sci-fi Nick Cage film.
Oh, okay.
But Christian Bale is Nick Cage.
I love Nick Cage.
I love Nick Cage.
I know.
He's underrated.
He's underrated. I think that's accurate.
He's underrated.
He's underrated.
But just because of how likable he is.
He's so likable. It's like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's not the best actor, but like
he's not a good actor at all.
But his
there's
likability.
Sometimes Con Air, pretty good acting.
Yeah. Dude,
I like Bangkok. That was
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona. Dude, Mandy was a good film. I don't know if you've seen Mandy.
I still haven't watched it.
No.
You two both need to watch Mandy.
Have you seen House of the Devil?
House of the Devil. No, Nicolas Cage in it.
It was no, it wasn't. That was off
Weird
left field. It
transition,
was
yeah.
left field.
Oh,
but
yeah. I'm sorry.
it was a 2009 horror film by who's the guy that did that movie?
He did something else that was pretty big, I feel like.
Yeah, he
Or
did some good
fairly
films.
big.
But there was one scene in this film that like
It was crazy.
I was like, God damn! Like, where the fuck did this come from? and then my buddy that recommended it was like, oh yeah, nothing really happens till about an hour in. 37 minutes in, I remember the fucking timestamp.
Wow.
But I'm like, oh, you lied your ass off.
That's an amazing horror film for modern time. It
yeah.
really brings back like the
It makes me feel like you remember in the original Halloween.
Yeah.
Was it 1976?
Yeah.
In the original Halloween, when Jamie Lee Curtis's character is walking down the street and the music's playing and the intro credits are coming in, that feeling,
Yeah.
in 2009.
Oh.
And he did that. And it's like spot on, dude. It's like he's playing like the 80s synthwave shit. Like, it's perfect. It's perfect music. It's perfect. Like, he hit the mark.
Okay.
I've gotta find that
I
video,
got. I want to see that.
kind of
No.
like how you talk about like when you I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast
Yeah,
or if it was
2009.
before we started about like when you hear music you instantly start putting a album cover
Oh yeah.
in
Yeah.
your head. You
It's-
start
it's Ty
painting
West.
the album cover. I think that's pretty cool.
The-
So it's Ty West. That's the,
Ty
that's
West.
the director. He also did X and Pearl. He did
Pearl's good.
Cabin Fever too.
oh, okay. I seen
He did the
Cabin
film
Fever.
VHS. You're Next. You remember You're Next?
I've
Yes,
seen
I
that.
seen that actually.
That was the one where the guy had like the crossbow and he was shooting. He shot the family. Had the pig head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy. Yeah.
That shit was intense.
There's not enough like I feel like horror movies that kind of like go back to the old school type, which I feel like they're kind of pushing that again lately. But
So I think so. Now mentioning those, so the idea is like talk about topics that people are kind of like afraid might happen or a scenario that might happen. I guess like Your Next is like more about home invasion, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
So like that's like that does give me anxiety a lot.
Have you seen Hush?
Hush?
I've seen Hush. Yeah.
Hush is
I
a
saw
Netflix original.
I saw Hush like partially. It's interesting.
That is a very good slasher. That's like one of the ones that I was like, damn, like just like House of the Devil. I was like, fuck, this is like because it makes you feel that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like about she's deaf and she's in this house by herself,
Yeah.
and this guy is like murdering people outside the neighborhood and finds that house and decides I'm gonna come in and kill this girl. Yeah, just because I can. And so he breaks in the house and he's like, he gets the phone, he starts like calling her,
Yeah.
like texting her from outside the house and stuff, and like
God damn.
and to her laptop. And like it's like he's like psychologically like fucking with her.
Yeah.
But it's such a good slasher. Like that's one that's like 2018 or something. That
Yeah.
actually was pretty good.
I think an underrated horror movie is The Strangers.
Oh yeah, I see
Oh yeah,
that.
The Strangers.
One of the
really good.
creepiest moments of that movie is like when they're like asking like when why are you doing this, and they go because you were home. And they're like, it's like, this is fucked up, man.
Oh,
because you
man.
were home. It's like, oh, fuck.
That really
dude.
stuck with you.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
I gotta go back and watch that.
I
Man.
seen that,
that
when
was
I got chills.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah,
back.
that was
Because I know that would start off.
yeah, that The Strangers was it was like a pretty good modern horror movie. I liked The Witch. I don't know if you've seen The Witch. I feel like with you being a Hell Satan kind of guy, you would like The Witch.
No, I do. It's just lately I just been watching more cartoons because of the kids and stuff.
Oh yeah. How many kids you got?
I technically got 3, but I have 2 actually.
Okay.
So I have a 5-month-old son named Gilbert, and then I have a 5-year-old daughter named Raven, and then I have a stepson named Brandon. He's
Okay,
21.
cool. Now, do they get into like heavy metal like you?
Oh yeah, they're all metalheads.
Banging their heads in the car.
Yeah. Like my son right now just got into System of a Down right now, and but actually no, let me take that back. My son is actually more into reggae.
Really?
Yeah, I put heavy metal for my daughter even as an infant, love it and stuff. But with my son, he likes System Down and stuff. But the moment we put on Red Hot Chili Pepper or anything more reggae like that, he's just vibing the way how my daughter's vibing.
System of a Down, man. Toxicity is one of the greatest albums ever, I feel like.
It is.
Like in System of a Down, and like we've talked about it in previous podcasts, Bryant and I, how how good nu metal really was, because even though you might not like Limp Bizkit or Deftones or Slip, like each band in nu metal, you can't replicate that sound of that band. Korn sounds so much different from Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Linkin Park sounds so much different from Deftones. Deftones sounds so much different than Slipknot.
You could eventuate them when
Yeah,
you close
Limp
your eyes.
Bizkit, you're like, oh, Rage Against the Machines. I mean, they got turntables.
Right.
They got their whole like nu metal style going. System of a Down, like all these bands classify nu metal, but good luck getting, like, if you want to get that sound of nu metal, good luck getting it, because you can't sound like System of a Down. Get that Middle Eastern sound and that crazy feel from their guitarist,
Yeah. Well, and two, like, even if you technically achieve the sound, it's kind of hard to make it to that level again compared to those days. That, because imagine like those bands, they got like they're competing against like artists like NSYNC and Britney Spears,
right? The pop
artists,
what's popular,
and all that, and put that to numbers. That's pretty serious deal.
Yes,
that is a very, very serious deal.
Because who is bigger than like we said, especially in the early 2000s, Britney Spears was like the biggest thing in the early 2000s, and Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, like.
That's like Luna Shore trying to compete against Ariana Grande.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But you don't hear that. Unfortunately, you don't hear that these days.
You don't, because there's no there's really hasn't been a push for really rock and roll or any subgenres of rock and roll or heavy metal lately.
I saw a video about it. You ever heard of a YouTube channel called Punk BA, something like that? I'm not saying it correctly. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
But he was like critiquing about nu metal, like it's coming back like with full force. Really? I guess. Yeah, it's actually like reviving right now as we speak. But he's like pointing out what we're talking about right now. Like it like even if it's coming back, will it be the same? As in, like, will it make it back in the top like the glory days? And that's kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know. If I had to guess, I would probably say no.
Yeah, me neither. I only say it because like back then there's no TikTok and stuff, so there's less exposure.
It's true.
So the moment they got that TV, boom. You know what I mean? So like, how can you try to top that now?
Yeah.
Basically,
it's accurate, yeah. Because there's like so much access to stuff like that too on the internet, like. I can just go and look up this. I can find any kind of music. So there wasn't that big boom like you said. Yeah.
Right. And two, there's another problem too, and this is what he pointed out, and it's a problem I even have with my band, is larger than life personalities. Like Fred Durst, you love him or hate him, but everybody follows.
Yes.
And like without a band, just without his band, people still follow him. He's always associated himself with celebrities.
Dad vibes.
He's always like, I love that song. That's my theme song. Right? That's literally my theme song. It. But like that, just a prime example. There's no larger than life personality metal artists.
There's really not. And like metal, when I hear it these days, unless it's like kind of like the early metalcore guys, like like I said, Killswitch Engage, kind of hold true to their roots, Trivium, those kind of bands.
Yeah.
Like the more modern, like it just sounds so processed and so
I mean, you listen
technical.
To
it's so technical.
You listen to like Bring Me the Horizon though.
Yeah.
Okay. They came from like some fucking great like deathcore, metalcore.
They're getting closer to break that out. They're onto something. I can say that.
So you like modern Bring Me the Horizon?
Yeah, I do actually.
You do?
I do. I like all of their stuff, but modern Bring Me to, because I like pop. You got to remember, I love mainstream pop, as in Disney pop.
Now, what kind of pop do you like nowadays?
Nowadays, I mean, of course I am a little bit into like Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber and all stuff, but. Yeah. That's I don't know, because right now like pop it's kind of like doing stuff what I'm doing, as in they're just spreading out genre wise, so it's kind of hard to say which is pop.
Yes,
because everybody is starting.
I mean, even country is borderline pop now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you're seeing a pop from like a Machine Gun Kelly, kind of has like a punk pop thing going on. Like there's so many different versions of what pop music is right now.
It is like even poppy. Poppy is actually I would like to say like poppy and baby metal is probably pop
I
metal.
forgot about baby metal. Yeah, I forgot about
Like
that.
I would like to because they kind of have all the criteria of pop.
Poppy
close
does
to it.
that bloody song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard that song. Yeah.
But like it's not just because the thing people don't understand, like pop is not just the music. It's like you got to go out there. You're a celebrity. You're the one and stuff. Then that's something that metal is missing. That's what new metal's missing, basically.
Okay.
It's that
That's interesting.
personality.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
And you know what I mean? It's that you have to put like
That
me
it factor.
being out here try to like be larger than life type of thing. That's the point. It's to
Yeah, because when you
entertain.
think of when's the last time metal had a personality at leading the front? Okay, Corey
James
Taylor.
Hetfield.
Corey Taylor,
Yeah.
obviously. You know,
But-
Chino Marino,
Fred
Fred
Durst,
Durst, Jonathan Davis, Korn. Like new
Yeah,
metal
Jonathan
seems
Davis,
to
yeah,
be
for
the
sure.
last
Pop
time where they
Yeah.
had like a popular polarizing figure.
If you want us to
leading.
consider Rage Against the Machine,
yeah.
we'll go Zach
I-
De La Rocha.
Yeah,
I think that's new metal.
Yeah, I do too.
Which
We
he's
just
the
talked about
most familiar, I guess, like the most recent that we've had. 'Cause he was in
Yeah.
that grunge era.
that. Yeah, all those new metal guys, I feel like were Surge
Yeah.
from
Oh,
System
yeah.
of a Down.
Yeah.
You know, all those guys are.
Like they could go on a talk show and people love
Yeah.
and stuff. Like you
Yeah.
don't see those.
And after that, like after 2005, 6, it was
Yeah.
like, man, where did
Where all of them go?
Limp Bizkit is like the last one. Chester Bennington.
Chester Bennington too? Yeah.
I mean,
the last one.
are you guys a fan of Fall in Reverse?
I don't really not so much. I haven't really listened to too much of them.
You know, well,
I'm about to
I
say,
know
yeah.
of them, but I've listened to a couple songs.
I would like to point out, like he's probably maybe the only singer close enough to meet that criteria.
You think so?
Because right now, like whenever he's on Twitter, all eyes on him.
Yeah.
He has like a shitload of like followers compared to every other singers.
Really?
And so I think that might be wrong. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, that sounds about right.
But he's like very, very popular. A lot of eyes on him.
Yeah.
Like pretty much whatever he said, he does tend to eyes on
blow
him.
up. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's basically what I'm saying. And he's probably like the closest thing of
Right now,
personality into metal.
But I feel
guess.
like the
Close.
problem is too is like you look at like that like Falling in Reverse, like Black Veil Brides, or like that kind of like genre of, I don't want to wrote those two together. That's
Yeah.
that could be me being ignorant.
Yeah.
But
No, I think that's pretty accurate.
like you look at like a lot of metalheads kind of shun that type of music, and I'm one of them. Like
I'm
I'm
one
like
of- I'm
I'm
one
like
of them.
fuck those guys. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to. And this could be me just being like
It's
closed minded about it, but like
Yeah.
a lot of metalheads shun that type of personality in metal, and they don't want to see
I'll
it.
say this: metalheads, like this is
It's
what I was.
true, though.
This,
It's
is,
true.
this
Yeah,
is
for
kind of
sure.
what I was getting into earlier. I wanted to talk about is that like you go to a show and metalheads are so loving,
Yeah.
you know, and so accepting. And then, like when you see them online
Oh,
and
God.
social media, they're so opinionated, and they seem like opinionated assholes. Every last one of them. Like either you can
Are they afraid of confrontation? Is that what it is?
I
we
mean,
gonna
Maybe.
Are we about to get into this right now?
I mean, I don't know about that, but I know that there's a side of metalheads that's kind of fucking douchey.
Yeah, it is.
You
And
know, it's like elitist, like-
I used to be an elitist.
And I
Which,
kind
yeah,
of
metal
I used-
elitist, exactly.
Yes,
Metal
I was
elitist.
like that too.
I used
we
to be
still
one
are
of those
sometimes.
guys. Like I used to be the guy where I say, "Hey, if you don't listen to death metal, I'm sorry, you're a fucking loser." or like
Wait,
if
hold
you
on,
don't
hold on.
listen
he might
to
be onto something.
or like if you don't listen to metal and you only listen to Kanye West or pop radio, whatever, then you're a loser. Like I think you're stupid
I'm listening.
if you listen to stuff like that. Like that's what the type of guy I
Yeah,
was
for
back
sure.
then.
For sure.
So yeah, but not anymore. Like not at all.
There's a lot of that.
But like just to speak for myself back then on that experience, that yeah, like it's so. The problem is though is like it's because when you see a band starting to break the window, that glass ceiling to that stardom, I guess a lot of metalheads don't like that.
They don't like it.
They don't like
They're
it at all.
hipsters. And don't you want
They're hipster.
metal to be more popular? I feel like
That's the point.
That's
know
the
what I mean?
point.
Yeah,
like
you
don't
know,
you want? And then like it seems like when
They
like,
did it to Metallica.
Metallica
you know?
is like the
Yeah,
easiest
exactly.
example of like Kill 'Em All, thrash metal, and then Ride the Lightning, and Justice for All, like Master of Puppets, and then they started going into the Black Album. People got so mad
because
the
like,
Black
they're
Album.
mainstream now.
But for me, the
Black Album's good as fuck, dude.
I have always defended the Black Album because the Black Album got like I remember talking. I was at the Megadeth concert. It was Megadeth. You were there with me.
In Flames.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Trivium, In Flames,
Megadeth.
And
Who was the other one?
Lamb of God.
Lamb of God, yep. That's it, yep.
And we were up front, we were talking, and the guy came up and asked me, like, hey, who's better, Metallica or Megadeth? I mean, personally, I said Metallica, but
Sure.
and I was still a Megadeth fan, and we were at a Megadeth show. I mean,
that's actually Alex Vera. If you want to find him on Instagram, shout out to Alex.
Rivera?
Yeah, Alex Rivera, but his Instagram is Alex Vera.
Okay.
So shout out.
He was a cool dude. He kept wanting to
Alex.
start a band with us.
He's still going. He's still playing guitar. Yeah.
That's cool.
I think he has a band now.
Does he?
Yeah.
He was so like, dude, let's start a band. I was like, we just got this
Yeah,
podcast
shout
thing.
out
Like,
Alex
I
Rivera.
can't, like, we can't just start, dude, let's start a band. Like, I want to. He had that young energy. Like when we used to pick up and play guitar and like drums and shit. When we used to jam out and shit.
Dude. What's stopping us?
Everything we have going on. I mean, like I feel like I'm maxed out. These days.
Laziness.
Yeah. But
yeah, me too.
yeah, he had that like young energy of like he had that passion for guitar and like that young energy.
But yeah, like him arguing like
know.
Megadeth versus Metallica.
Yeah, I was like, I was making my point for Metallica, and like people always shun the Black Album, and I think that the Black Album really. I was like, look at us, we're all here to see heavy metal. Don't you want more of this? Don't you want more people to experience this? Yeah, he was like, yeah, I do, and it's like this is like what
there
it's
needs
all
to be
about.
more Coachellas like that.
Yeah, we need more. Like I wish heavy metal was like bigger over here. And
There needs to be Coachella like fucking heavy metal.
The Black Album.
There's not enough festivals for heavy metal in America.
Dude, the Black
definitely
Album from Metallica introduced so many people to heavy metal. Even if you don't like it, I know it got popular, and you said it's watered down. Whatever you want to say about the Black Album, it got so many people. It was so influential. It was on Twisted Metal, video games. It was on commercials.
Twisted Metal was fucking
MTV.
awesome.
It was on everything. Enter Sandman, all that shit from the Black Album. I think that it's so influential. The Black Album was.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want more of that. I want heavy metal to get more following because it deserves to have more of a following.
Exactly. It's like that's why I kind of don't want to leave my pop roots, I guess you could say.
Okay.
Because like since now like you got metal elitists out there that used to be like me,
right?
And especially I'm assuming you guys probably don't like autotune either, huh?
I love autotune.
Huh? You do like
I like old school like Kanye and T-Pain. Like that shit's fucking awesome.
I'm gonna be honest.
That shit's fucking awesome.
You're not okay. So, but like
that's like the only spot that we differentiate because me and him are the same person except for like a little small difference in music and movie tastes.
And as autotune, right?
I mean, that's part of it. Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah.
See, like a lot of metal elitists, they like the reason they don't like pop because it's formulaic, it's radio, and autotune. Those three things. So like. What I like to incorporate is those three things they hate.
I love it. I love this shit.
And I do it on purpose because it's like, okay, the whole thing about being metal is to be against the man. But if the man is something that's against me being successful, then then why not? You know what I mean?
Right. I see what you're saying. I like that. I can respect that for sure.
And so
I like this way of thinking.
Yeah,
I love this way of
That's
thinking.
why I like to do trap metal and noise rap because it's a genre where it's more experimental, but it gives me open to let me like express like the pop
free
stuff.
reign. Yeah.
Do you like bands like Attila?
Yes, I do like Attila.
I could see you liking. Yeah, I could see.
What's the guy's name? Franz.
Yeah, Franz. Yeah, my stepson compare me to him.
Did he?
Franz. Yeah, I didn't know that. I mean, I listen to his music, but I never like follow him to like know what he does. But yeah,
my favorite genre, like my favorite style and genre and era of metal is the early 2000s metal, and I don't mean like new metal, but I do love new metal, and I do love classic thrash metal. I love, Iron Maiden, Metallica, early, and even late, and Megadeth, Slayer, Pantera, all that shit. But the era I go to listen to the most is like the early days of metalcore, like the early Killswitch Engage, the early All That Remains,
for sure.
As I Lay Dying,
the golden age,
the golden age, the
early Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah,
the early Bring Me the Horizon, the Yeah, As I Lay Dying.
So good.
A Partway Drive.
God Forbid.
Yeah.
God Forbid,
Yes,
or,
that whole genre
Shadow
is so
Falls.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a tragic! I wish they have a longer career.
Yeah, Burns Red, Trivium. Yeah, that early. That was a fun era for heavy metal, and then after that, it just kind of got like
Very formulaic.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, very formulaic.
A lot of people shit on Five Finger Death Punch, but I mean,
Because of that reason.
I'm one of them.
People started showing Avenged Sevenfold for that same reason.
Yes. I don't really care for Five Finger Death Punch. But I will say this: for some people who listen to the radio, who only listen to the radio, that's the heaviest thing they got.
Yeah.
And I think that, they haven't.
True.
The same argument I made for the Black album is like, they can be a gateway for people to get into like some heavier shit. You know?
I like this. I like this gateway.
They
subject.
do. They're very gateway.
Yeah, they are.
They are because I like their first album. I like their first album, and not to lie, some of their songs are pretty catchy that it's hard to not to listen.
For sure.
Yeah.
As much as I don't want to like
Yes, exactly.
Because I can talk shit all I want, but if you really were to break into my phone and look at my playlist, you go like, bullshit, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Cheers to that,
it's
dude.
exactly
Fuck yeah,
what.
cheers, guys.
You know what I mean?
Bullshit. What the fuck? This is Britney Spears on here.
I just want to let it be known that this is the first time a beer has been poured into a glass in this podcast.
It is.
Oh, nice.
Just want to let that be known, you know?
But yeah, they're one of those. That's how you know they're doing something right. Is you don't like them, but you know damn well the song is just so good.
I think where you and I differ on heavy metal is, or at least music in general, is like you have a more like creative tech side to it, like like auto tune and like you add a lot of like your digital art and stuff like that. So it seems like you're very tech savvy as far as like. And sure, like kind of bringing music and pop and kind of mixing those and see me, I'm more of kind of old school of like I need instruments in my music. Yeah, like I need.
Speaking of that, have you guys heard of Lucifer?
Yes,
the movie or
the band?
Is that the like jazzy?
I don't want to say don't. No, they're not jazzy. They're a band.
I'm thinking of.
It is a band.
It is a band.
It is a band.
It's a metal band.
I'm thinking of a different band.
No, because when you say old school, I do like old school, but okay. So there's like a lot of bands in LA that like to play old school songs, like or old school style, like from like the 60s or 70s, but they don't sound so good because it doesn't sound like it doesn't make me time travel.
Okay, I can understand that, but yeah, I mean, I love even modern music, like say like a Jack White. Jack White is all like a purist in a way. Like he's going he's going to come out and he's going to, the guitar might be out of tune, but he's going to shred on it and he's going to play piano and it's like a 2-piece band with Meg White and they're going to make.
Purist is a perfect way to put it. Yeah.
I hate to classify myself as that, but I hate when I hear like an automated drum beat. Personally.
Yeah.
And I like auto-tune. I'm not a fan of. I just kind of like I want to hear who a person is. And how much time they put into their craft.
See, that would happen between me and my bandmates. How we broke up like if I had to be honest, how we broke up. Beside the bad stuff of how we broke up, that was basically what happened. Is creative differences. Because I try to tell them, let's get a robot drums. Let's get a drum machine.
Yeah.
And stuff. And pretty much mass produce it and get it out there.
Yeah.
That was my thing. Because I was kind of more worried about elevating the band and just get it out there. And that was the argument that my guitarist was arguing with me. It was like, why can't we just record the damn thing?
Yeah.
And all that. Like, why can't we just record everything raw or organic? And my issue was it's just too damn expensive.
That's fair. That's
it is
both
so
both sides are
expensive.
making a good argument on that point.
Yeah.
It was so expensive.
I understand.
And especially for us, we have no money at all. And
which I feel like that's the case for a lot of starting bands. They don't.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Like, they like to get the intensity, but it's just so expensive. So damn expensive. That's why I tell people being in a band is the most expensive hobby ever.
How long did y'all tour for?
We toured like a year or two in Mexico and stuff. So
Just Mexico, or did y'all go anywhere else?
Just Mexico. I mean, we do a few shows then and there in Vegas, but we do like more like shows in Mexico, and then we do like a lot like in Hollywood. Like we do a lot. We're almost got residency at the Whiskey A Go Go.
Oh, that would have been
Fuck,
badass. Yeah.
for sure.
And so we just have to play like 3 more times there, and we're good and stuff. So
Have y'all talked about getting back together, or is there no contact?
oh, Johnny just his name is Johnny with the guitars. He contacted me not too long
Shout
ago.
out Johnny.
Yeah,
Shout out.
Johnny. He contacted me not too long ago. The conversation sounds like he wanted to come back together, I guess, but like it leads back to like differences because like the one thing he probably is going to be a hard swallowed a pill.
A hard pill to swallow.
Yeah,
I got you.
that word is that a band is a business.
It is.
It's
true,
a business, and I want to treat it as a brand. That's the one thing Bright Ring to Horizon has done right.
They have. That's accurate. Yeah, that's spot on. That's why they're fucking millionaires.
Because what makes them different from other bands and what pop and hip hop is known for is branding. And that's what Bring Me Horizon is a prime example.
I appreciate
of
your
that.
take on it, man.
Yeah, and that's like our metal elitists saying, fuck those guys. They left their roots and all this, but they're really just building their fucking business. They're following.
It's just a business. It's like this. You go to school to learn this to make money. So why are you against money?
And also, like we talk about also in metal, how people express themselves so well, and that's the whole like what we value so much in metal. Obviously, we value the fucking instrumentation and the beautiful time it takes to develop vocal skills like you have yourself.
Yeah.
But also, like you go into pop, they're still expressing their fucking self.
Yeah.
And then that's exactly what Ollie Sykes he does. He went away from the fucking screaming stuff, and he's kind of more to the pop side of stuff.
Yeah.
And the musicians, they're still expressing themselves just like we love as metalheads. It's just pop. It's just a little.
I think Chester Bennington had a hard time with that.
Yeah.
The changeover of like the music he wanted to create versus like the fan base wanting the like Hybrid Theory, Meteora kind of stuff.
Yeah.
How about Chester Bennington and Mark Morton?
Oh, that was
From
Guitars
Lamb of
from Lamb of God.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That was
You know,
a good.
what, 2 or 3 songs.
Yeah, I remember the one song they had that hit the radio.
Yeah,
What
they
was
did
the
like
name
at
of
least 2.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I don't have a clue what the name was. I remember listening to it a lot, but
Dude, Lamb of God is one of my favorites, and I think like they're one of the true when you think of like goat metal bands, they're definitely probably the goat of our like modern time metal bands. They're definitely in that conversation.
the one them Slipknot. That's it. As far as like our time, like the 2000s, I'll say.
Yeah. It's fair.
Yeah, I would say so.
Lamb of God is like because I remember the time in the area where I live. If you sound like him, you're like amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody want to sound like Randy Blythe.
Yeah,
Everybody.
but understandable
so good.
though.
Yeah.
He's got that like backwoods kind of like not necessarily redneck vibe to him, but he's got like a kind of like a he's got such a raw energy.
Did you ever play Saints Row?
Saint Row? No. I stopped playing video games right after I got into college.
Okay, so on Saints Row there was a you know how like GTA and Saints Row, those games that you could drive in the car and like you would have radio stations.
Yeah.
Right.
And so there was a radio station on Saints Row called 106.66.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And it was a metal station, and it had the song Redneck by Lamb of God.
Oh,
And this shit's so fucking funny. It would start playing Karma, 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 Chameleon, and it would stop. It would cut it off and be like, if you like pop music, then go fuck yourself. 106.66. And then it fucking play. Like fucking Pantera, Lamb of God, like something heavy as fuck. That's the first time I'd ever heard of Lamb of God, and I was like, yo, this shit's kind of fucking hitting. I was like 12 years old, like this is fucking awesome.
Yeah. Lamb of God is one of those. They're
so groovy.
They're legendary.
They're so groovy.
They're so groovy.
Oh.
It's so crazy how you can mix like
I wonder how you could top that.
Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of good modern metal bands, but
That's another thing that
So unique.
another problem a lot of bands kind of don't comprehend. When you're going out there trying to compete or put yourself out there musically, you have to. The one thing you have to think is how you're going to top Lamb of God, how you're going to top Ramstein, how you're going to top Metallica. Unfortunately, like you said, you just can't.
You kind of just have to be yourself, and you gotta hope people like it. Honestly, because Lamb of God is themselves. You go see him live, you can tell Randall Blythe he's fucking Randall Blythe. He's fucking crazy.
I've got a question for like I know you are a very creative person, and you approach all these different fucking like avenues, right?
Right.
Whether it's creating a movie or drawing or music, whatever it is, right?
Right.
At what point do you like? Is there ever a point where you like decide that maybe I should just stop doing this?
Oh, all the time.
But like, when do you actually think like, is that like? Because I know like myself, I'm a very confident person. I believe that like I believe in my craft.
Right.
I teach kickboxing, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm never gonna stop doing this. Like, but there's some points where like it's expensive, and I'm like, I did make that battle, but I love it so much. But like, what point, like when you are chasing that dream, of like being a musician, you don't have a job, you're living at your parents' house. We've heard the whole stereotype of living in your mom's basement trying to be a guitar player.
Right.
Like in the 80s, that was like a whole thing. Like, when do you like just stop doing that and just pursue like a normal person's life? Like, is that ever a thing?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Me being in a metal band, I have kind of. This is a confession. Me being in a metal band, dream has kind of died out in a way, because the way how competition is, and the outcome of that competition is very slim, because everything I just said. What's going
exactly.
on there. But as far as like music in general, like that's even hard too.
Or anything, like it doesn't have to be just music. Yeah.
But like, I love it so much, but like a lot of people said the reason they want to give up on it because the amount of money you have to spend on it, the finance burden of it.
Yeah.
I guess my advice is like, if there's a will like of it, you shouldn't stop. Like, for example, like me, like I know I have no money at all, most likely no time, because I have 3 jobs, right?
Sure.
So what I do is I have an app. It's called BandLab, and I just record on it. It's free, and then put it on a beat, and then I pay $20 just to mix and master it, and then I make my own album covers. That's it. It's less spent, and it's right there free.
Right. So
pretty much is what I'm saying is like if you don't have to spend money and you have it right in your hand, I guess it's okay.
So you're saying like look for those avenues that kind of help you pursue that dream and also not spend as much money.
Yeah.
Because I will say there's a lot of ways, and
there's a lot of ways, free ways.
Regardless of music, I mean, like just in general, I thought there's a lot of ways for anything. Like you can pursue a much cheaper and like cost efficient avenue.
Yeah. There's a lot, but man, there's a lot. There's not a day goes by where I just want to say I just want to stop.
Yeah, right.
But every single time when I did attempt to stop completely, I'm just depressed.
You feel like you have nothing to do.
I feel like I have no purpose in life. Like I not to bring this up again, but like the time when I was a Christian, I felt that way again, because the time when I was a Christian, like a lot of people tend to like tell me not to do creative things. I always want to try to be like, let me create for the church. They don't like the way how I create things, blah, blah, blah. So I'm always like this all the time.
They're trying to cage you up, man.
They cage me up.
You're a creative person.
You
need to fucking fly.
Yeah. So like feeling caged is like very depressing. So me stopping or pursuing that, I'm just caging myself. Yeah, it's depressing. And if I don't make it, it's fine. I'm actually making it anyways. Like making my material anyways, and that's more what it matters.
Well, as a person who I dive into so many different things. I have a full-time job, but also doing a podcast, and I've got a t-shirt business, and I fucking teach kickboxing. Like I do all these things. If I could give advice to a person out there like that, is to take pride in the fact that you are being free. You're trying all this shit, because so many people are so scared to try shit, and I feel like that's exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, they're too afraid. People are so afraid.
They're afraid to fail. They're afraid that what if it doesn't work?
They're afraid. They're afraid.
At least you try.
Yeah.
Fuck all that.
You have no idea. I'm even right here. I've failed so many times, but I'm I'm just happy the fact that
and it's like firing me. Like I feel a fire
burn.
burning inside of me. Like just the way you talk about it is giving me pride because I can see the pride in you. You know, like I love that shit. Cheers to that, guys. Cheers.
Cheers. Yes. Cheers. To like again, like as long as you get able to produce it and it's alive, like you just made it alive. It's right there.
Yes.
That what makes it feel good too.
Yes, exactly.
You know, and stuff. So yeah, it's hard for me to just say, hey, I quit. You know, it's hard.
You can't quit doing what you love.
No. And again, when as far as like me trying to join a band and stuff, it kind of died out on me because the amount of stress and drama and everything that goes into a band, I can't do that again.
Well, how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 32.
Still young. So much opportunity, man.
People keep saying that.
I'm 23.
They don't say that shit to me. I'm 30, so I don't,
fuck you,
know what
man.
to tell you. They keep
Fuck
telling me I'm
you.
an old motherfucker. Fuck you, all this shit.
I'll say it. I've said that on the podcast, man. Fuck you.
But I have. You'd be amazed though. I have done it all, tried it all, done it all. Pretty much the things I said. I wonder if I want to try it. I have done. I tried it.
You gotta take so much pride in that.
Yeah.
Do you take pride in a lot of that stuff?
I do.
Just the fact that you tried?
When I do it, I try to go all in. Like when I was in a band, I noticed my manager has his own booking agent
Sure.
or booking promotion.
Okay.
So, and that's how he got around. That's how he makes himself popular. That's how he booked himself on these big shows, especially in Mexico. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to be a booking agent myself. Okay. And all I did is go up to a bar and be like, yo, I'll bring bands over for your show. Just give me the ticket money. And they're like, yeah, sure. That's how it works. Like,
wow.
And it's just basically just doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff like that for people that do want to pursue that kind of avenue. You don't have to be the star.
Yeah,
that's the biggest problem with a lot of people is they want to be the star.
Like
you don't have to be that guy. Sometimes you can just be the guy that's fucking
behind
standing outside going, hey, come in here. There's a metal band in here. And they're paying you great.
Exactly.
And you're still involved with that community. And like, it's so enjoyable because
that's how a lot of bands know me. That's how I got around with the album covers. Doing
exactly. And taking pride in that. Like taking pride in, okay, I'm putting out a craft. I'm putting out an art, whatever it is. But also I'm getting to interact with this amazing community that I love and people respect me and I respect them. And it's like, it's such a good back and forth that you get mentally, but also you get that monetary gain, that money or whatever it is.
Exactly, yeah. And then if it doesn't work, it's it's okay because you done it.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Exactly.
You done it. But with me, of course, I haven't gave up completely. I just didn't do the things that didn't work.
It's hard to be motivated sometimes when you see all the downside and the lack of probability, like the negative probability that you see in certain avenues. And
the trick is too, what keeps me motivated is like you put yourself as that fan. You're like, oh, it's a show. Look at that poster.
Yeah,
I made a badass poster that goes with the show.
Right.
It's like little things like that too.
Well, like Zach De La Rocha, he made a comment maybe like a year or two ago. It was right before Rage Against the Machine got back together, and he's like, you guys are so angry about us. Or it was Tom Morello, sorry. He was saying, you guys want Rage Against the Machine to get back together.
Yeah.
Why don't you start your own fucking Rage Against the Machine? It's possible. Fucking do it.
There's a fucking AI now. You can rip Zach vocals off. I'm pretty sure he's okay with it.
That guy's gotta be.
Yeah, that's funny, dude. I
I
can see Tom Morello saying that too, because he's always talked about how, like, when he was in college, he would sit up in his dorm for like 8 hours a day and just try to make the guitar sound like turntables.
Yeah.
And you can hear that when you listen to the Rage Against the Machine, you know?
He perfected it.
He really did. He's got his own style. Like, when you can take Zach De La Rocha's vocals out of Rage Against the Machine and just let it be the guitar, and when it hits, that first note hits, you know that's fucking Tom Morello. You know? There's something beautiful in that. There's something creative in that.
That's the point that a lot of people ask me, like, why you like to tend to stay true to yourself. It's because when people the moment they recognize me without seeing me or anything, they know it's me.
They know it's you.
They know
off of your artwork or your art style or your children's book, whatever it is, like that style that you have, that creativity. It's like, oh,
Steve.
That's Steve.
Yeah,
that's Steve's artwork. You know, that's cool, man.
So that's the why like I like to think bigger. Just that's the thing. Just don't be afraid and just think bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you really don't get enough of that from people these days. You know, I remember I was around a group of guys and there was a certain person who had a passion for like racing like little RC cars. He had a passion for racing like RC cars, and he was like getting sponsored for it.
Nice.
Yeah,
hey, that's badass.
Dude,
I admire that actually.
Dude, I do too. And like the people around me were kind of like making fun of him, like, oh, whatever. Oh, he guess he's just gonna make he's gonna make a living off this. I'm like, y'all should like shut the fuck up.
Right.
I'm like, dude, I wish I could get sponsored for something I love to do.
Yes.
Don't you? And everybody got quiet. And I'm like,
that's the point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just because it has nothing to do with like what the hobby is.
Yeah.
It's just the fact that he's getting sponsored to do something he fucking loves to do.
Yes.
No, people believe in this man.
Right.
You know, who believes in you for the shit that you do? You tell me, because like you're not going out on a limb.
Right.
Like you're not getting sponsored for, not you, but like in general, you know what I'm saying?
No. You're not putting yourself out there, you know what I mean?
And I think that like it's kind of sad that like just like society and like social norms kind of like beat you down in a way of like, you got bills, you got kids, life happens, you get married, you got responsibilities. A lot of people's dreams just go to die.
I know.
It's sad.
It is sad, and I understand. It's hard because I'm going through it myself.
Yeah.
But, again, you rather, if you want happiness, you gotta
go for it.
You have to go.
Yeah.
No excuse. You know what I mean? I dropped out of college, you know what I mean? I'm still trying to do animation or trying to do art, you know what I mean?
And I think I really do think you're on something with your art.
Yeah.
Like I love the damn 80s like metal artwork. Like I was like, every time I would like, oh, we'll see what Steve's got going on with like his new art or whatever. I was always excited to see like the new piece.
So how you feel if I were to say like all of those pieces were made by AI?
That's no problem. That's you creating that though.
Yeah,
right. For sure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I've been getting so much crap about that too, and to bring up like, because I got a lot of art friends know me as well, and they were like so disappointed. And then like we back and forth, and then later they throw this thing at me saying that I sell out on art. Like I'm not an artist no more. I just think about money.
And I can see the passion in your face right now as he talks about it.
Yeah, it's upsetting him. Yeah,
it's upsetting me. It's something I brought up with Metallica. I was like, what's the point of going to an art school? You know what I mean?
Right.
I of course we love it. Everybody knows that. But how the hell we're going to eat?
Yeah.
How the hell we're going to put ourselves out there? How the hell we're going to become a legend?
But that's
yes.
But
spot on.
That whether you agree with like the purity of it, which is what she's mad at you for, which is why I don't like auto-tune, which is like why I don't like pop music. But there is beauty in like you have a passion for this. You love AI digital art.
Yeah.
And you're creating that, and you're just creating it things that you love out of your creative thoughts. There's some beauty in that.
And whenever he said that, I think you're onto something with your art.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're onto, is that you fucking love it and you're enjoying that journey.
I saw the passion in your face.
You're
when
enjoying
you were
the
like,
process.
No, because I had been doing art for so long, and then later for someone to tell me, "Yo, you can't do art," I was like, "Well, who
Fuck
the hell
you.
you are?"
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, fuck you.
And
working your fucking 9 to 5, going home and not doing shit, watching Netflix.
You sound like Andrew Tate right now.
That's sort of why.
Don't do that to me, man. I don't know.
You sound like Andrew Tate.
But I mean, I don't give a fuck. I mean, maybe he's right on that.
No, I do like some of his takes.
Don't
quote me on that. He's kind of right on some.
He's a terrible person, but I'm sure he said some things that resonate.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
No, but yeah, it's just people. It's like I said, the moment they see you about to break that glass ceiling, they do everything they can to drag you down.
They do.
They really do.
Because like people hate the fact, and this goes back to me saying that like if you would just like
people hate to see someone successful.
Stop worrying about other people.
Yeah.
Just be yourself and mind your own fucking business. That's
Exactly.
That's like 90% of the fucking problem.
See,
that's the 90% of the problem.
If the metal community can accept that, trust me, we won't. Metal genre wouldn't die. It wouldn't be dying right now.
And it's sad that it's like
that fucking hurts to hear
big
because it's so
everywhere
true.
except United States.
It's not dying.
But
I
it
want
is,
to get
though. It's
backlash.
dying.
It is,
it's
but
okay.
in United
it's
States,
like
dying.
blues.
Yeah,
It's like blues and jazz. It's not dead, but it's not going anywhere at
Because
all.
it's like it has its
Yes.
fan base, and that's its fan base.
Yes, it's right there. You could go to
It's like
a
RuneScape.
show. Yeah. Like just like with jazz and blues, you could go to a show. You could go there.
That's
They
right.
could make a profession
I wish.
part time, but it's not going
You ever
anywhere.
listen to Marcus King?
No, I never heard of him.
He's out of Greenville, South Carolina. He's a blues artist. He
Yeah.
is
Are
phenomenal.
you like do you like the blues or like do you like that kind of music or
I do. It's just right now I'm just not really out there like that.
Okay.
Sure, yeah.
So like when you ask, I feel so bad when I was like, no. That's how
no.
under the rock I am.
So that's how we felt whenever you were talking about your movies earlier.
So
You're like, hey, have you seen this? We're like, no. And you said it again. I was like, fuck, dude,
know.
I'm
I
a
wish I-
fucking,
I wish
I'm
I
an
knew
asshole
these.
right now. I don't
Yeah,
know any of
I
these.
feel bad, but
Yeah,
like
it
people
was the
don't
same thing.
believe me, like how much I'm like been living under the rock,
Really?
and stuff. Yeah, my stepson
But
said that's not a bad thing because like
I don't think
maybe that's why you're so creative because
Exactly,
you're not
exactly.
you're not
You're not
touched by
influenced by the
your
other
your
things.
stepson said that?
Yeah, he said that.
I think he's right.
So.
How old is your stepson?
He's 21.
Okay, cool. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. So and we even so like the guy we were talking about, Josh Jones, we had him on here. Shout out to Josh. He MMA fighter,
Yeah.
keeps up with UFC a little bit, like
Yeah.
keeps up with like modern like fighters and like not that much though. Like you look at like most of like the main fighters, they don't even keep up with UFC.
No.
They're so busy doing it themselves.
They're so
they don't
busy
have
doing it
time
themselves, they don't have time.
to keep up
Exactly.
with it. But I always appreciate like just someone stepping out of like the daily 9 to 5,
Stepping into your comfort zone.
stepping out of your comfort zone and just being creative.
Yes.
It'd be so easy to just work 9 to 5 till I'm 60 years old, retire. I would live a great life.
Yeah. But no, that's
I just want to do more.
yeah.
I would
more
do
than
my
that.
life, yeah.
Do a lot more. Or just do what you love to do as a job.
Yeah, because
as
that's
well.
like, yeah, I mean, like most of the time, it's like 99.99999% of us are not going to do what we love to do as a job.
Yeah.
That's not ever.
It's
That's
just
never
the way
case.
it is.
No.
We're fortunate enough
Definitely.
to be able to pursue it, honestly.
No,
Yeah.
that's yeah. That's why I want to start a YouTube channel to do kind of like a DIY studio, but when not in a sense of teaching, but just to demonstrate, like, you know, if you're an anime or an artist, you don't have to necessarily try to pursue Disney only or these anime studios.
Stay open.
Yeah, you know, start your own studio. You know what I mean? And do Netflix and stuff like that. Like just
And also
be your own
YouTube,
studio.
YouTube itself. I mean, start your own YouTube, channel.
Yeah,
like
start
YouTube
your-
is insane. Like TikTok. I mean, people are making money off of TikTok.
Yeah, you
Like
can
building a brand. It's so easy.
like I'm
it's not easy. But
I'm planning
it's
to
there.
make kind of like a Cartoon Network inspired cable channel on a YouTube channel. Like
I
make
like
I love
that.
that.
That's
Like that.
awesome.
Hey,
dude.
look, if you ever do that, like absolutely let us know, and we'll 100% like
We'll give you a shout out, yeah.
shout
That's
out,
right.
give links, like stuff like that, dude.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll let you guys know. But like stuff like that, like people kind of need to think a little more bigger picture in that, because I learned a lot of art wise is I learned that art is the one college academic that you don't need to get. I'm sorry, I'm
You're
tongue
good,
tied.
you're
I'm
good,
so
you're
tongue
good.
tied. Like I'm very passionate about this, but like okay, so I learned that in Disney, if you get hired based on if they like your artwork,
Okay.
so
That's
that's
very opinionated.
yeah, it's very opinionated. So pretty much you don't have to get hired by them at all just to work on them. They have to come to you
Okay.
to like you. The only reason you get hired there because you're doing the dirty work, like you're doing the actual production of the
Yeah.
movie. But like the stuff I want to do is like be like put my art in it, type of thing. So that kind of thing, that's like you cannot just go into Disney and be like, I mean, you know, you got to put yourself out there, show your craft, and then and whatever you're specialized, and then that's when they come to you and be like, hey, work on this Disney movie.
It's sad that like
Pretty much, like people don't realize like they're looking for your style, and not on a technicality
okay.
on the Disney. So learning from that is like learning that, then that means that like I could just start my own art studio. Then if I'm that good,
Yeah.
that means that they're just trying to steal my art style and make Disney good.
And yeah.
So that
Yeah, sure,
so
yeah.
if I get my own art studio, and that's what makes me art.
So do you like Disney or do you not like Disney?
I do like Disney. I'm just it's a very weird.
I get what you're saying. I think like
It's a very weird relationship, I
Yeah,
guess you could say,
yeah.
because they're very corporated, but I love them because everything came from them. They started everything.
They started everything. Yeah.
They started
it's kind of
everything.
like I could start my own business and I could try to just make it big, or I could take it to Shark Tank and just make that $1 million now.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I could start my own burger flipping place. I can start a
That's
fast.
basically what.
Yeah, I can start. I can start my
Disney
own
is.
fast food place and be like, you know what? I'm gonna just tough it out and fucking. If it fails, it fails.
Yeah.
Or McDonald's offers me $100,000 to just send it.
Yeah, that's
Give it to
what
'em.
Disney is. Disney is like a Shark Tank in animation world, in
Really?
the art world, because they took over everything. They really
did.
took
They're
over
almost
everything.
a monopoly at this point. I feel
They're
like.
they
Dude, yeah,
like
it's like Star Wars.
so to
all
be-
the stuff they already own. Like Amazon is like right in there too with Disney.
I don't know.
like to be just to work in the company as an artist. They require you to have a bachelor's degree, and you have to intern non-pay.
Who can afford it to intern?
Well, no shit, because you have all those fucking debts because you have a bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
Bachelor's degree and intern non-pay.
So you're just like in debt from your student loans, and also you're fucking.
Yeah, I see where Disney definitely
See-
was. Because I can tell you've gotten a lot of influence through Disney.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
also kind of have given them pushback because of those obvious reasons. You
Right.
know?
Like, unfortunately, they're becoming the man.
They really are, dude. It's sad.
They
because
fucking been the man. That's the
Dude,
problem.
They've been the man. Like,
Marvel.
again, it's like a love-hate relationship. I do love them because, unfortunately, that's where everything came from.
Oh, and that's probably why I tied it to Amazon, because Amazon and Disney Plus have that thing. But dude, Disney Plus is fucking awesome.
Yes.
And
it
they're
is.
just constantly fucking just building and building and building, just like Amazon. And it's like it's genius. They're
Yeah.
so fucking smart, and they're like continuing their marketing, and they're growing and like adapting the way they think.
Yes.
It's so hard for someone that doesn't have millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's impossible to top that or compete with them.
Yeah.
And then, like, for DreamWorks, you just need an associate degree to work with them.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like we're just scratching the surface of how fucked up businesses like
I
that
know.
are. And
It
we could-
really is.
we
Like,
could really get into this fucking shit.
I might say it might not affect for artists. I'm just assuming it might be in all fields of business.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Across the
Oh, it
board.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
All boards of like all across the board of like all creativity. I feel like.
oh yeah, definitely. That's why like a lot of people are freaked out about this AI stuff. But
ChatGPT is pretty crazy.
oh
you know?
yes, I used it with everything and stuff.
So you like it? You've been.
I
using
love it. I embrace, dude. I embrace
What's
it.
okay? So
I'm-
tell us like your experience with ChatGPT.
It's like having a CEO almost, or like just having a personal assistant, because I have very bad English, and so when I post, like, you'll see like you like very very special ed person because I'm in special ed. I can say that.
Okay.
So what's so great is like I could go on ChatGPT, type the post that I want to post, and it will correct it for me.
Oh, okay. So it's beneficial for you.
It's very beneficial.
Yeah.
But not just that, but like everything else creative. Like I have stories.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to write. ChatGPT answer that question.
So it'll help. Yeah, write that for you.
So in other words, it elevate me
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, not just with art, like just
That's
with other
interesting.
stuff. With
But also like your comprehension and stuff like that. Yeah.
exactly. So like
Fuck yeah, dude.
So
interesting.
so like that's why I like to express to artists, like, don't think of it as taking your job, think of it as another tool that elevates you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The fact that people are crying and stand against it, they're losing their clients and they're having people like me stealing
I
them.
think the scary thing about it is that eventually AI is going to take over. Like eventually, like it's already got a mind of itself.
Yeah.
You know, and then what happens 10 years from now when like it
You ever
realizes
seen Futurama?
when it realizes that like where are these idiots who judge people on, you know, their artwork or being religious or like whatever it is, like this, and we care about so many of these like weird things, you know, working these 9 to 5s, and then it eventually takes over and builds a better version of itself.
Yeah.
It builds a better version of itself, and then all of a sudden the evolution of the AI itself starts evolving faster than humanity.
Wow.
And then all of a sudden,
It makes you feel so fucking small.
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, what are we going to do? Like at some point, like there was a person who called.
I'm gonna shoot him.
There was a person who called fucking Tesla. Help me out here. Tesla's
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk,
Elon.
a speciesist. Like he's against the human species.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because of his.
Is that what specious means?
I believe so. I don't know. Google,
That-
pull that up,
Google
Jamie.
it.
I mean, I would imagine
need to
so.
know some new terms.
Yeah, I think so. But someone who's like Elon Musk is one of the biggest people who is progressing technology.
Yeah,
We know that. And
It's
is
like
that
at
not what I mean?
He's like like one of the front tiers, I guess. The face.
Specious is superficially, plausibly, but are actually wrong. So it's like someone's like making something that makes sense, saying something that makes sense, but they're just fucking wrong.
Like I just said. like I just did.
Like what you just did was specious.
Yeah. Like what I just did.
Or specious. I doubt that's how you.
I don't
pronounce
know.
it. I don't know.
But a specious seems like
So it's a
Wait, you said
robot that
auspicious?
hates.
With an A.
no.
So this is an
a species.
Spell what you're saying.
I can't do that. That's what Google's for, man. Google correct.
I just did my best. I said SPECIOUS.
Put is Elon Musk a speciesist?
Oh, I like this. Keep going. Oh, a speciesist.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
it. Yeah, speciesist.
like.
I guess in it.
So he has a machine that hates human, or he hates
I think
humans?
I think that they're calling him that because he is creating like these, like he's pushing tech beyond the boundaries.
Yeah.
That's going to potentially take over humanity. You know, at some point, because like I said, at some point, the AI, the ChatGPT, is going to eventually create a mind of its own.
Yeah.
Because it already has a mind of its own.
So it might not only because because the person who's running the machine is the one that's training it. So my ChatGPT, I'm training it.
Right.
So I don't know. It may be a little gray because it's trained by a human.
But we're like,
So-
this is the first steps of this.
Yeah,
Like,
it's his
where
first
is
step.
this going to be in 10 years?
I think in 10 years we might be like an alien race at that time. The way how this shit is elevating.
Well, hold on, you got to
us.
think about this too. In the 70s, they were like, "Oh, in 2020, baby, they're gonna have fucking flying
the Jetsons.
cars.
The Jetsons.
Yeah,
They're gonna
the
have flying
Jetsons.
cars.
Meet the
Yeah,
Jetsons.
They thought. I remember there
they're
was
gonna have flying cars in 2020, and now we're just fucking stupid. Still, we're still just as fucking dumb.
got
We might,
podcasts,
we
though.
might be more dumb.
Let me tell you how accurate the Jetson is. So last week I saw an episode where the Jets, the dad, man,
Jetsons.
yeah,
I can picture his face with his
His
fucking
boy,
orange,
Elroy.
with his fucking orange ass hair.
his
Yeah.
orange hair. They were talking about
Like Dr.
welfare
Williams.
on the George Jetson show. They were talking about warfare, welfare.
Really?
Yeah, and I was like, man,
What was it saying?
I just said he was asked. The dad had to go down there to fill out some welfare stuff because he was broke because Mr. Slate fired him temporary and stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, holy shit, this is supposed to be up in space, and they're talking about welfare.
Welfare in space?
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't we be past this at this point? If we've
Exactly.
elevated society this much, we still haven't bypassed welfare.
That's how I know. I was like, oh, I guess I know where I
do
see
get
this.
those where like in the 90s or whatever, they're trying to be. It's like you can't.
Accurate.
You're trying to be accurate and trying to like portray the future. You can't portray podcasts in the 90s or like
No.
that's 15 years from now, 20 years from then. So it's like
It's impossible
you
to
can't-
depict what the fuck is gonna
Yeah.
happen.
It's like
Yeah.
you try to, but like all you know is the landline. All you know is a pager. So like you try to portray it and like
That's where we are now. All we know is
yeah.
the cell. Think about saying all we know is the cell phone. All we know is a Tesla car that can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds. That's all we know.
We were talking a couple episodes
Damn.
back about
50 years from now, they're gonna be like, those fucking losers. They drove 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
6.2 liter engine. Wow, it's tiny.
yeah, we're gonna be showing up on someone else.
We,
like
we
some
might
other
be
world's
flying by
iPhone.
then, actually.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe outer space. Who knows?
But I feel like that's like a linear movement up. But
Yeah.
you think about from the 70s to the 20s, that's not linear. That's some fucking squiggle that they never could have seen happening. Right now, like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, TikTok.
Yeah.
You never would have been like, oh, I can predict that.
No.
couldn't predict the
So we
internet.
can't comprehend what the fuck's gonna happen in the next.
The
50
internet
years.
was like a whole thing.
It's a mind
its own,
fuck.
dude.
It's
Even
a
to
Wild
this
West.
day, like it's the Wild West. The internet
It's
is the Wild West.
Yeah.
It's the Wild West in the internet right now.
Yeah.
Everything
Fuck,
is
dude.
so outlandish. Like no laws or not valid. It's
I
like
know.
it's crazy as fuck.
But I kind of like it. I kind of like this, the Wild West. I kind of like.
I
that.
love and hate the internet.
I do too.
It's just an
Mostly
opportunity.
hate, honestly.
I love and hate it.
It's
Fuck.
a love and hate, but at the end, it's like that's. I feel like that's where the frontier is going to be at. Like everything will be at
Yeah.
within
Have
or
you seen Ready
inside.
Player
of,
One?
Huh?
Ready Player One.
Yes, I have. I
You
love that
think
movie.
That's what happens to us. You think
You
that's
think
where
that's
we
possible?
I think it'll be like that mixed with a little bit of the Matrix. Just a little bit of the Matrix.
Shout out to Justin Brooks.
Shout out to Will Ritchie with the first rated R film we ever seen.
Have you
That was
guys
good.
heard
You
of
did that well. That was
the
good.
original script of the Matrix?
Uh-uh.
So the original script, so pretty much supposedly the Matrix supposed to be made in '94, but it got shut down. It got turned down because they didn't like the story that was presented to them. The original script, because the Matrix they got now, that's made.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
getting major deja vu right now. I feel like someone on the podcast has told us about this and we forgot.
Man, I have a theory on deja vu.
Hold on, hold that
Me
thought.
too.
Hold that thought. We want to hear this.
And the story is like it has that Terminator vibe actually.
Yeah.
The original script of the Matrix.
Oh, really? So, like, I guess what was it like a Terminator vibe with like Mr. like the guy who goes Mr. Anderson? Was he like the?
I think he's
Or I
like a
guess-
cop. I don't. It's like okay, so it's supposed to be like there's people stuck in the virtual world,
Right.
And then there's people outside, fighting robots that look like Terminators,
Oh, okay.
but they're like police officers.
yeah.
They said they're like robot police force. They're not sentient or nothing.
Yeah.
So like it's pretty much it looks like a dystopian world where people already have buildings and stuff, but there's another side within society where they plug themselves in, but they're trapped in there. It's weird. It's like a very I think you guys should look into it. It's like a very
This is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's,
for sure.
Yeah.
It's a very it feels more 90s psychedelic. With
Okay, kind
Terminator.
of like what's the fucking shit with Harrison Ford?
Harrison Ford and
It's something like that.
What's the movie that Harrison Ford was in? The fucking sci-fi film, like the huge, not Star Wars, Blade Runner.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
Blade
Blade Runner,
Runner.
yeah.
It's like more psychological than anything. Yeah, that was like the original Matrix idea and stuff. But yeah, speaking of deja vu, though, I do believe in deja vu.
So what's your theory on deja vu? I know his. I want to hear yours.
So someone told me what deja vu is, and this is I do believe it. So deja vu means they said that someone in the future has thinking about you now.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
That's what deja vu
And
is.
so how does that like we had that conversation? I had deja vu.
Yeah.
Why did I have that just now?
Use the bathroom.
Yeah.
So that
Like you're saying, like someone was thinking about this conversation, or
yourself from the future was thinking.
oh,
about
myself from the future. Okay, that makes a lot of
It.
sense.
That's what someone told me, and I do believe that. And then another one is that the reason you have deja vu is because something the choice you made, and then I think it's something like the choice you made, and when you see deja vu, that's mean you're heading to the right path.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I like that one. I feel like I'm heading
Yeah.
to the right path then.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're heading
I like
to a right
this.
path, or a path that you're heading is something dramatic, and it's like a sign that you're heading somewhere.
Yeah, deja vu always freaks me out because I'm I wonder if you have these same feelings, but like as a person who's so fucking busy all the time,
Yeah.
it's hard for me sometimes to differentiate between a dream and deja vu.
Yeah.
Like, I'll dream about stuff and I won't. Sometimes it's really hard for me to differentiate reality and a dream.
Yeah.
Like the other night, for an example, my girlfriend stayed at my house and I woke up in the middle of the night and I had a dream that she was like, "All right, I'm gonna go leave. Like I'm gonna get up and go home." I was like, "All right, that's cool." You know, like she normally does that sometimes.
Yeah.
And So I got up and I woke up and I was like, oh, it sucks. She got up and left. And I look over but I couldn't move. I was kind of like sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
And I look over like with my eyes and like the way the covers were laying, like she wasn't there. And I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Man,
I was like, I guess she did go home. And then I like turned or whatever, and I finally could move. Then I felt her under the covers, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, I had such a weird like deja vu. I wasn't sure if it was a real thing or like if it was a dream or it was like something that I visioned. Like, it was so weird. And like I have those like kind of same things that happen to me a lot. I don't know if that's like my lack of sleep or if that's something that happens to me.
It's like the more you work, the more you're aware that it's like you're questioning reality. It's so
I
funny.
thought that's pretty accurate. I thought that's very accurate.
That's
Do
partially.
you ever get that kind of thing?
I missed a little bit of that where he said the more you work, the more you question reality.
Yeah.
The more you're so stuck on your 9-to-5 job, the more you're starting to see like the more you're questioning reality.
I mean, honestly, we've entertained simulation theory on here before, but I think it's a high possibility.
Yeah.
They think that a lot of like educated scientists believe that like probability theory of we know that universes are unlimited. We know they're popping up all over the place. They're infinite. There's thousands, millions of galaxies across the nation. Why are we so naive to think that we're the most progressed society? Are we really that dumb to think that like we're the most of the advanced? That's honestly that's
hold
kind of
on.
stupid.
We have
to think.
Funko Pops.
Yeah.
Yes.
you
And
thought
Kim
of that?
Kardashian.
Yeah.
Well, we do have Kim Kardashian,
Oh.
and we also have Liquid Death, not a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a
That's
sponsor.
pretty cool,
Really
right?
good water.
But
Also not a sponsor.
but yeah, like, are we really that naive to think that we're like the most progressed society out of billions of universes?
Yeah, there's no way.
No, and we're definitely not. I don't think we're the first ones to reach this. Like,
No.
what we think. We just talked about how AI is transitioning into where it might dominate, kind of like the Matrix. Are we the first ones to encounter that? To where like the Ready Player One, like we just talked about, seems 25 years, 30 years away.
Yeah, it's fucking scary.
Because when
That's
you look
not
at,
far.
and if you think that,
No,
that
absolutely
if you
not.
think that it's
I mean,
beyond
that's our
that,
lifetime.
if you think it's beyond that, then like look where like the original Game Boy, the original consoles, and the evolution from that until now. Like, remember when the PS1 came out? You're like, oh my god, the graphics can never get better than this.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then now, like, obviously that's just like hard work and like, it's just hard work or whatever. But I think there is something to be said about
hard work or whatever.
Yeah, well, like the graphics.
Just being an
Like
asshole,
graphics
sorry.
are hard work. Like
Yeah.
the's no doubt about that. Like people are
For sure.
putting
Oh,
hard
yeah,
work
it's
into
a lot
of
graphics and
math
shit.
on that
Maybe
thing.
that's just the
Yeah.
evolution of creativity. Possible.
Well, it's the evolution of creativity, like from other people too, like being able to, like this guy comes out with this kind of technology, so I learned from him and I developed this, and that's
Yeah.
how like it was a whole fucking.
But take for example,
Hodgepodge of
God of War,
genius.
the newest God of War on the PS5 or whatever,
Yeah.
or console or PC
Fucking Resident Evil 4.
versus a 1994 game,
Yeah,
and that's 20, 30 years. So the evolution has progressed so fast.
yeah.
It's only going to progress faster.
I think he brought up a good point because of the creative to put into it, but two is because like the tool was presented at that time,
Right.
You know what I mean? So because someone point out a good reason and about why they use AI art, because like they don't have to spend all that time drawing and they could just pop it out in a matter of seconds, and they have more time for that creative stuff to create more. Or
Yeah.
to come up with a
That's a good
cooler
point.
idea.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's
You
a
can
very
spend
good
more
point.
time being creative.
Yeah, that's the point. It's basically it's like cutting off the process, and you could be more creative and stuff. So when he said like it's like the creative thing, it's because it's the tool they present to them. So now we're in an age where things are going to be automated. So
Yeah.
So I think we might be progressing a bit more faster than usual because of
That's what I'm saying.
Because
Exponential growth.
because of this particular tool that presents.
And do we
us.
really think we're the first ones to do this out of
No.
billions of universes?
I
But
am
what if
pretty
we
sure.
are? What if we are the fucking smartest one of the billions?
I ain't buying it.
That
Man,
sucks.
I
That
think-
sucks. We're stupid as fuck.
I mean, the universe
so
been
fucking
around
silly.
for 6 billion
Yeah.
years, so good. I highly doubt we're the smartest one.
So it's like, is it really that far fetched to think that someone has gotten to that Ready Player One status already
I think
and
they're beyond
created a
that.
simulation for that we are living in right now.
But the question is, if like out of all the billions of universes, how have they not came up with an idea or a way to reach out into the other universes?
Maybe that's all the UFOs that are, the UFOs that we're seeing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all the
But do you think that
flying Tic Tac videos, all that shit.
do you think it's like they're they're more intellectual than us, and that's why they don't want to invade or whatever? Like, why is that not happening?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, are we that interested?
I'm scared for them to come. Because I watched Joe Rogan, like their reasoning why it's scary for them to come.
Yeah.
It's like guns versus arrows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Got the ray gun, man.
and the fact that we're known to be
I got a ray gun, revive me. How many times did you say that? I got a ray gun, revive me. I got one, revive me.
Oh, Call of Duty. In the Call of Duty days.
It's been a good podcast, guys.
It has.
It really
has.
is.
It's so
That's
fucking
really
fun,
cool.
man. Like I love having this ability to just sit down and talk to people like I've never met you in my life.
Right.
And it's been
This is
so
really
it's been
cool.
awesome. It's been so cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
me and you've never really talked like that, but we, have conversations at work and stuff like that. But
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
but
Yeah,
it's been
like-
fun to kind of like have you on and just kind of see your side of creativity.
Like pick your brain. Yeah, it's just being open.
Oh yeah.
Be able to be open, like let people like, because there's a lot of people that are listening, and me and Sean share a lot of the same ideas where our creativity and everything else meshes. But like when we get a person on like you that is also very experienced in many different avenues
Right.
and can share their experience of what it feels like to fail and what it feels like to want to quit is something you fucking love. Like it's so easy to be in that mentality. I guarantee you 90% of the listeners that are listening to this podcast
I've
Yeah.
given
have
up
been
on
through
something
something,
they
have
love.
been through something like that.
Yeah.
And they have something like, I wish I would have pursued it a little bit longer. But it's not too late. It's not too late to do that.
It's still not, and it's just if there's a will, there's a way. You have love for it. Trust me, it's not gonna die out.
Where
You
can
know what I
people where can people find your art and buy your book?
Oh, so I have my book on Amazon. You could just look up my name, Steve Givens. It should be the first one pop up.
Okay.
And then my art, you could find it on Instagram. Most of the stuff is on Redbubble. The link is on there. I have a Redbubble store where I have like merch, prints.
What's your Instagram name?
Oh, my Instagram name is Spiderweb Toon Studios.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, this is one of my merch right here that I drew like last year. Actually.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's cool. Hell yeah.
I drew this.
Yeah, if you guys
myself.
aren't on YouTube, go check it out at 2 hours and 30 minutes, about 20 seconds. So
Yeah. Yeah, just so Facebook with my link there with Redbubble, and then Instagram, and then yeah, I do have a YouTube channel. Not much stuff there, but it's the same name, YouTube, Spiderweb Toon Studios.
Okay.
So yeah, you can find me on that name. So
yeah, man, it's been a real pleasure. Like I love being able to meet his side of friends and guys that he knows that are fucking unique, fucking interesting.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Because you're a very interesting person. You have great takes on things, and even like some things we didn't agree on,
yeah.
I like agreed more than I thought I would, you know.
Yeah.
And like I feel like a lot of people that are gonna listen, they're gonna be
Definitely.
like, "Man, I didn't like the way he approached that conversation." But then I was like, "Oh," but then again, I was open minded, and he brought me back. Like it's like so
Definitely.
easy how an avenue like this can really bring so many people together,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
it's a beautiful thing. So
That-
I appreciate it so much.
Middle ground's always fun.
Middle ground is always fun,
It's
for
always
sure.
fun. I
Yeah.
think it's just people are passionate, but like people need to like pump their brakes when other people are around. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
That's one thing I learned the hard way. Like at the end of the day, like if people don't disagree, I mean they're not the bad guy.
Right.
They're not evil. You know what I mean? They just don't disagree, but they're people just like you. They have feelings just like you and all that. They're homies. They're just homies. They want to be homies just like you. They want to be friends with you. You want to be friends with them. So why would you want to, throw that at them? You get what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah. So.
absolutely.
If you've listened this long and you hadn't liked and subscribed, please do.
Oh yeah.
Shameless
Please
plug.
do.
Shameless plug.
Oh, you know me. I'm going to throw in the shameless
Cheers,
plug.
guys! Like I'm an empty
It's
glass.
been fun.
Yeah.
I don't have much left, obviously.
We're all empty. We're all empty. It's good.
But we love you guys, and Steve, it's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah,
it has been.
Good
Yes,
to
sir.
see you, man. We look forward to having you on again.
thank you so much.
So we love you guys.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. See y'all.